Welcome everybody to today's stream. Hope you had a nice day so far. Welcome. There we go. So how do I get my elite specialization? Do I complete EOD quest and I get it? So this works like you have to open this hero panel and then there's this training tab, and you would use that to train your hero, use your hero points to get to your specializations and your skills like normal. But under here, under elite specializations, you actually find the ones that you want. So Chronomancer, Mirage, Virtuoso, all of those. And those cost way more of those hero points. But if you do map completions in the core game, a lot of them, or if you do the hero points in the expansions, so EOD, Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, they give more hero points, so 10 per completion. So that means that you can actually get this very fast. You don't have to do the story. That's actually not necessary. But to get to those maps, at least the first time, you actually have to do the story to some extent. But you don't have to do the full story. And actually, if you're leveling your second character or whatever, or if you just want to get those hero points, you don't have to do the story of the game. You can just do 1 or 2 expansions and you will have enough for all of those. It's not necessary to complete every single hero point in the game. What's going on? Okay, apparently I got kicked. What? Interesting. Good group. Interesting. I mean, I guess they didn't want me. I don't know. For Harbinger, it's the same. It's exactly the same. Exactly. You just need to unlock the circle here and you will be completely fine. And for some things, for example, if you don't use the elite skill for whatever reason, that's the last thing that you unlock, so you can even play it before that. You don't have to unlock every single thing here. But of course, completing the circle will be enough to have the full elite specialization. Yes. Let's check if I am quick DPS. Very good. Welcome, Pepe. Welcome. Glad I can help. That's always my goal. Helping players that come back to the game. Just in general, helping everyone that has questions. So if you have any questions, any feedback, please let me know. That's my whole goal of my stream and my YouTube content. Yeah. So don't forget, if you have another character to use those hero points on, so if you want to get, for example, you have a Mesmer as your main, for example, and you want to level a Necromancer as your second character, and you want to get those elite specialization after you reach level 80, you can actually purchase those hero points also in World vs. World. So if you're a World vs. World player, you can actually get the elite specs unlocked without actually doing the hero points. It's really nice, but of course it's only if you already have one character at level 80, so it helps a little bit. Welcome, Filthy. Welcome. But it's not something that I would say is for a new player the go-to option. The hero points in the open world, it's, I would say, quite easy to get, especially the core ones, but even the Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and EOD ones, they are actually not that hard to get, especially if you have some people around you that help you. But you can even solo them, so it's not that bad. And don't forget, you don't need that many. So I think 250 for one, like you said, that's enough. And like you can see, I have on this character like 430 over, yeah. And I don't even have all the elites, all the hero points unlocked on this guy. So it's like you overcap like crazy on this. So don't worry too much. You will get them if you do some map completions, and you will actually get rewarded for the map completion anyway. So it's not too bad. Okay. So the interesting part is, Filthy, I have a really funny story. Just now on stream before you joined, I think you didn't see it. I was joining a group I wrote 8 Alacrity TPS and they said they were looking for an Alacrity TPS, and after 3 minutes they just kicked me randomly for no reason. That's a nice group. I didn't even play anything, you know, it was not even the DPS or anything, we didn't start yet. I don't even know what they wanted. It's insane. They just didn't like me apparently. I've leveled my second character tomorrow. Didn't know about that. Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. So if you play a lot of World vs. World, you get that passively just by completing reward tracks and that kind of stuff and just playing World vs. World. Yeah. And where's it? I can show you. And those testimonies of Desert Heroics and testimonies of Jade Heroics, you get those. Proofs of Heroic, those 3 you get. And those can be traded for hero points in the corresponding area. So in Court Tyria, in Heart of Thorns, or in Path of Fire, and End of Dragons. And that's really cool because that's, for a veteran, it's sometimes quite annoying to do the map completion for like the 50th time if you have 50 characters that you want to play for whatever reason. But you can, of course, still get this very easily if you just play World vs. World. I would say that's the recommended way for players that enjoy World vs. World and have already a character. But like I said, for new player, just ignore what I just said. It's not important for the first character at all. It's the fame? Maybe. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would say for most people, even if you're somewhat try-hard, if you want to play all classes, I would say you will be completely fine just by having all 9 classes at least once, and then you don't need any more characters. It's completely unnecessary. But of course, if you're someone like me that plays all game modes, wants to have crazy builds all the time on different characters, then of course it can be worthwhile to have multiple characters of multiple of one class. But it's really not something that I would like recommend to anyone that is not even as close as tryhard as I am. Yeah, but it's completely fine. Yeah, so you get the elite skill, where you will also unlock. So you get everything if you do this full circle. Yes. Yes, and it costs, the last one, I think, costs 25. I think the last step is the biggest. I think it costs 25, but it's completely fine. You don't have to do it. For example, if you're Harbinger and you don't want to use the elite elixir, then just skip it for now and you can do it later. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me personally, I think it's really nice to have a World vs. World character and a PvE character. I think those two are actually quite common to have from the same class, because it's actually really annoying if you want to play, for example, a heal Chronomancer and you want to have some roaming build as well, and you want to even play a quickness DPS Chronomancer or something like this. Then it's actually, you already have 3 builds that you have equipped, and if you want to play something in a Zerg then you are a little bit annoyed, yeah. And I think the best option is to have just multiple characters if you have the gems or the gold for that. But it's obviously not everyone needs that. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, we have a giveaway for 250 gold times 2 coming today. So if you are watching on YouTube, this is a Twitch giveaway only, because we are celebrating on Twitch that I reached 1K subs very soon. Today, I hope, at least. So it's like 2 off or something. So this we will do later. So you can see the countdown already. So be sure to stick around and enter the giveaway in 20 minutes, or not even that. So nice, we did it. I think the last 2 days, I'm not joking, the last 2 days I did only Iceblood Saga 5 strike missions, and I actually had groups, I'm not joking, I had groups that died not only on Bone Skinner, but they died on Whisper as well. I had like a group, it was like complete comedy. I'm not joking, it was insane. This group died on Whisper, we got gold, yeah, we got gold on Whisper, but 5 people instantly died in the last phase because they were standing in the hitbox of the Whisper. It was like absolute comedy. I was like, I was laughing my ass off at this point, yeah, because like 5 people insta died. Like they wanted to feed to the boss. It was insane. I was so like, what the fuck? This is really happening? It was crazy. Okay. That was close. That's why I typically play healer here. I don't trust healers to actually provide enough healing here. Very good. This group is apparently quite decent. We lost just 2 players on Bone Skinner. That's like absolutely okay. Welcome, Drax. Welcome, welcome. No problem, no problem. Always happy to help. If 99% of encounters is power-based, is it even worth to gear a Condi character? It depends a bit on what you're doing. So if you're playing, like, most content that you are doing is just power-based, then I would say, and if you don't want to change that, then I think it's completely fine to stick with power all the time. I personally am someone that is always like in favor of learning new builds. So for people like me, it's completely fine to gear another character and try to learn the build there as well. But of course, it's completely okay to say, no, I am happy with mine. I don't want to swap it. If you're, however, going for fractal CMs, for example, or some raid bosses all the time, where Condi is actually one of those 1% where you actually want to play a Condi or range build, then it's, I think, in my opinion, actually very worthwhile to learn it. But if you're not doing fractal CMs or bosses where you need those ranges, then I think it's not necessary. I think you will not be having any problems by just having one power build or multiple power builds that you actually want to learn. Yeah, so that's my... Yeah, actually, like all tier 4 fractals are power-based and all the CMs are power-based with the exception of Silent Surf, which is typically ranged, but you can still play a ranged power build there. And Sanguar Peak is also power ranged. As I would say it's Condi range favored actually this fight. And then you have the last one, which is Lonely Tower. There is a spot for a Condi build, but for most players, it's actually a power-based fractal as well. So I would say fractals have 2 CMs where it's like Condi or range builds are favored. And then you have like in raids, I would say maybe 5 bosses that are really like favoring range builds. But most fights are actually favoring power builds anyway. So if you're going, for example, for a Power Virtuoso, which has some ranged impact into the kit, especially if you're going for Greatsword, then in my opinion, you will actually have like a really hard time finding a boss or just some kind of encounter where you would say this build is not absolute broken. Yeah. So if you enjoy a specific class, for example, Power Reaper, I would say you can easily play it on every boss except maybe a few where I would say it's still worthwhile playing, but it's a little bit worse. Yeah, which is like I always mention in my videos and tier lists and stuff, you can, especially in PvE, you can play every single class in every game mode or every single encounter. That's what I meant. So there is nothing that is like, don't play it at all. It's just really bad. No, I think you will be fine on almost any build that is like doing decent DPS, even if it's power or Condi based. Yeah, keep that in mind. It might take a little bit longer, especially if you're in a tryhard group. You might be a little bit less, so to say, the carry in this group, but that's fine. Yeah, keep that in mind. Welcome, Alison. Welcome, welcome. Lonely Tower Willbender, made just for that one fractal power and Condi variant. Yeah, exactly. Willbender is insane. The reason for that is there is, I will put actually a Lonely Tower guide out, I think in the next few days. And there is one mechanic in the Lonely Tower fractal where you deal damage each time you attack. Yeah. What does that mean? That means that you want to have a lot of small hits, and Power and Condi Willbender have a trait that, so to say, gives them, how is it called? Recharge reduction on their weapon skills if they hit with a virtue up. So that means they can't just like spam their weapon skills all the time, and they hit like a lot, like insane amount of times. That's why they are absolutely broken in this fractal. They reach like 50k DPS or something like that realistically in the fight, which is obviously absolutely broken. And that obviously means that this is a really good pick there, even if you wouldn't play it in most other fractals. There, it's actually worthwhile to run it just for that. So that's why it's there, and that's why it's so high rated, yeah. Yeah, I think Reaper is really fun to play, and it's a really safe pick for new players. I wouldn't say that Harbinger is a bad pick. I just would say Harbinger is a little bit more aggressive, which can punish you if you don't know the encounters yet, yeah. And on Reaper, it's not really that much of an issue, because even if you don't know the encounter, you will probably still be fine because you're just so tanky. It's like insanely tanky Reaper. Whereas Harbinger is like, if you do one misstep, you will be dead. Yeah. So how much longer is the timer? Let's check. KF. let's say half an hour or so, and then we start the first giveaway. Just let some people come to the stream, and then we do the first giveaway of today. Thanks for the follows, guys. Don't forget, it's a Twitch giveaway only. We will do 250 gold times 2 today, and tomorrow we'll do the same. And every follower has a chance to win. You just have to be here on stream. And of course, you have to be a follower. That's it. I'm on EU, yes. I'm on EU. I really hope that I will get ArenaNet partner at some point. Oh, come on. And then I can also play on NA, because I really feel like it would be a really big positive thing if I could also play with NA players and just help them in some encounters, do some trainings there as well. But right now I only play on EU because that's where my account is based and I can't really freely swap around. So let's see if that happens. I really hope ANET approves my application, but you never know. What's your main class? I would say I play all classes. Actually, I wouldn't say that. It's absolutely true. I play all classes, all builds, all elite specs. My main class is a little bit depending on the current time and the current situation and the current game mode I'm playing. Currently, I'm playing a lot of Mesmer in PvE just because it's absolutely broken, and every other class that I try is just not able to carry as hard as Mesmer. But if I want to play World vs. World, I play Necromancer a lot. Or even Elementalist. If I want to play PvP, I play Guardian a lot. It depends really highly on what I'm currently, what I'm in the mood in. Yeah, it's really, I can't answer this question in like, this is the class that I only play. Yeah, I don't have a main. For me, Guild Wars 2 is like, I would have quit the game a long time ago if I wouldn't play all the classes and all the game modes. It's like really the spice of my Guild Wars 2 life. Yeah. How about what's your most fun class in your opinion? I personally think classes that give a little bit of a challenge to me are more fun to me than a completely brain-off class. This is just because I played the game for way too long, and if I could do Bone Skinner, like, I'm not joking, I could do Bone Skinner and just look at my head at this here, yeah? At this spot of the, I didn't need this part of the screen. And because of that, I want to have builds that are a little bit more engaging, a little bit more challenging than just pressing the auto tag. That's not offending anybody. Please don't understand that wrong. I really say someone that wants an easier build, it's completely fine. I'm just saying this is not for me as a veteran anymore. And that means that typically I like to play, for example, Mirage is really cool if I can make a heavy, interesting, not easy to play Mirage build. This is really cool if I get rewarded for that. I also like to play Catalyst. That's, in my opinion, really fun because you have to press a lot of buttons to make this build really good. Stuff like that is really appealing to me. Or as you can see, Chronomancer. I think Chronomancer is also quite appealing because you have so many buttons and so many potential utility skills to swap out if you really needed to, especially as a healer, but also as a quick DPS or alacrity DPS. So yeah, there are many builds that I actually enjoy and are really fun to play. You will get the partner? I really hope. I really hope. They haven't answered yet. They haven't answered yet. Reaper DPS is really comfy, but my favorite for Fractals is playing Quick DPS Harbinger. Yeah, that's really, really good. Quick DPS Harbinger in Fractals is like, if you can play it, if you have a group that actually helps you to survive and that you just are safe to do what you want to do, be really aggressive, deal a lot of damage, and just apply the quickness, then you will be absolutely insane. Sometimes you will out DPS your DPSs if they are not that good because you have so much. And I'm really saying it's insane how much DPS you have for being a quickness build in Fractals. And you also have the option of being ranged. It's really good. Really good build. I agree. But I would say Reaper is for the beginner the better choice. I think Reaper for a beginner is like the bread and butter of Necromancer. It's so good, and even for a really try-hard player, if you want to solo content and stuff, Reaper is like top tier pick. It's really, really good. It's so safe and has so much damage in the kit. This is just carrying it through all content. And you can even play it in competitive modes as well. It's really good. Today we also have a Dragon Bash back. Let's check out the new skins later. I need to get my annual achievement as well. Let's see how long it takes to get all of this. And I guess there's nothing new with Dragon Bash. That's the sad part. It's like just a few new skins and that's about it. but I guess better than nothing. Better than nothing. Thanks, Ron, for the follow. Really appreciate it. We lost someone. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, let me know. Yeah, it's actually... I would say personally, if I want to rate the festivals in that sense, I think Dragon Bash is somewhere in the middle. It's not the worst festival, but it's not like... I will not be like, holy shit, finally Dragon Bash is back. I think, to be honest, this is only like Halloween and maybe Winter's Day where I say, oh, I'm happy that they are back. For Dragon Bash, it's like, okay. Lunar New Year is a little bit boring, but Super Adventure Box also not that crazy for me because I'm not the biggest fan of jumping puzzles, but I can see why people like it. And then we have Festival of the Four Winds. I'm way more excited for that one, just for some gambling on the materials, to see how many people are spending like insane amount of gold to maybe get a Chuck infusion, like if they are lucky. That will come out like in a month or something. But until then, we have Dragon Bash. Yeah, it's probably one of the, not that bad, but not that good festivals either. Yeah. How is Thief doing these days? I would say Thief is underrated in PvE and in a decent spot in competitive modes. It's not like absolutely insane anywhere, like where it's like completely broken. In ranked right now, Spectre is really, really good. In PvE, I would say every Thief spec has a place. It's not like you see it on every run because it's a little bit like niche. So I will go Alacrity, I guess. I got commanded to do so. Halloween is really fun. I think Halloween, even after all these years, I'm still quite happy when Halloween happens. You know, it's like, it was the first festival, as far as I know, that was ever released. And this is like, it's still really good. It has so many cool things to do. It's like very nice. It has crazy good farms. It's just a really good kit. Yeah. No, they did not update the Blackline chests. No update on the Blackline chests. I really hoped that they would, but no. Yes, you can play if you have the Soto expansion, Secret of the Obscure. You can actually get the pistol without being a Harbinger. Yeah, that's correct. I tried a few Fractal Strikes and people didn't kick me. Pretty good community. Still haven't tried a raid, but eventually, yeah, you will get there. I think personally, I would say, what can I say? It depends always on the people that you are with. You know, it could be like 90% of the community is really nice and then you're in a group which is really toxic. That can always happen. But I'd say overall, if you're in a training group, in a group that is actually somewhat new and all the people with you are quite new, then it's actually, they are quite friendly for the most part. Don't join groups that looking for experienced players. If you're not experienced, that's toxic. So don't do that. But in general, I would say most of the Guild Wars 2 players are actually quite nice. There are some bad apples like in all communities, but I think Guild Wars 2 community is actually quite nice, and I would highly recommend it if you want to learn getting into raids. I would probably join a Discord server to get into those runs and you will be fine. I've got to get better at Harbinger. I've played it when it first came out and did well, but somehow I forgot how to play right. You're right, if you hit the wrong button, you're dead. Yeah, I think the problem is also that you're squishy, you don't have your shroud, and you have forced movement skills that you really want to use because they hit really hard. That means that if you use them, for example, if the boss teleports, if you just have a wrong target, that means that you dash across the whole map and maybe in a flame wall or something and you die. It's 1 second. Yeah, so I feel like it highly depends on the situation and how much, so to say, awareness you have. Because if you really, let's say, concentrated and don't do any mistakes, I think Harbinger is really fun to play and really strong. But as soon as you zone out a bit, I think mistakes can happen really, really fast. Yeah. Okay, I'm ice. Very good. Yeah, I think Harbinger is really cool. I think it's a really cool design. I think Necromancer has really cool elite specs. They are really different from each other and still feel like Necromancer. I think that's why I think Necromancer is a really, really good class in Guild Wars 2. I really like the meta event groups that just move around and end up in the end. That's what I've been looking for usually. Okay, interesting. I need to join a guild since the one I'm in died like 5 years ago. I mean, you can join our guild. It's not like a crazy active events kind of guild. It's more like a community guild where you, if you, for example, need some help or want to get some question answered, you can join this in our Discord or just our guild in Guild Wars 2 as well. But it's not like we will do crazy events where we do raiding evenings or something like that all the time. I think we're missing someone here. I don't have any quickness for the most part. And I don't get any healing either. I think we are missing something. Hey everyone, how do you go from training to event, having enough KP to join troops? Just saw semi-training, 25 KP. What the fuck is this? So the problem is KP, depending on the boss and what you're doing, is like highly subjective how many you need to actually be decent at it. I would say, for example, if you did Bone Skinner like 3 times, you get like typically like, I think 27 KP already. If you're going for strike and raids, it's typically between 1 and 5 that you get per kill. So if you do, it's like 5 kills or something. So semi-training, in my opinion, is insane if you go for 25 on a raid. But I mean, that's their group. I can't command or tell them what to do. And it's not what they actually, if you want to do your own group, you are free to do so. And I would highly recommend doing that. If you are up for that, I think this is actually the best way to find like-minded people and not always waiting for someone else to create a group for you that is somewhat close to what you actually want to do. But of course, if you're struggling with creating your own group, I can also try to help you there. Or if you want to get into raids, I would say the best option is join a raid training Discord. You have 2 really good ones in the EU. I'm not sure what's on NA, but those are really good. Raid training in and the Crossroads in, I think that's how they're called. They're really good. I tried lately the Untamed Condition build and it feels crazy good. Yeah, it's insane. I think this is the most tanky build that has crazy DPS as well. It's like one of the best, if not the best, build in open world, especially solo play. It's really, really good. Yeah. Only one group that said meta battle was bad and recommended hard stocks for builds. Yeah, I think if you want to go for really good builds, I think Snowcrows, Hardstock, and Discretize, if it's updated, those are the really good websites. You can go for meta battle, but they have like, I would say, I don't know, like crazy amounts of builds there. And some of them are good. And there are also some builds that are really experimental or not that good, or at least not that good explained and stuff. And that means that for a new player, if you recommend a website that also has builds that are mediocre, it's really hard to find the builds that are really good because you don't know the difference. So if you're going for Hardstocks builds, if you're going for Snowcrows builds, those have always the best builds only. That means that you will guarantee that you actually succeed. Yeah. Hey, what's the best to make money out of the event? Is it good? Gold per hour, like Halloween? No, it's not that good. It's okay. You can make some gold per hour farming Saitafi and farming those Dragon Arena event. This is okay, but the gold per hour is nowhere close to Halloween. So don't expect to be absolutely insane. If you want to get the highest gold per hour, I would still say the normal methods that are not like based on the event right now is actually the safest bet. Yeah. Selling Jawbreakers, like Malison mentions, this is like typically where you get the most amount of money, but it's not, you can't farm it like absolutely consistent. Where in Halloween, for example, you would absolutely be really insane in terms of how much gold you can get there. Oh, 3 portals here. Nice. I already did all raids on RTI and the Crossroads in, but I have to do training groups till 20 KP. It's too much for me. Yeah, that's insane. I think that's actually crazy. When I did it, I think I was like, I did like 1 training, maybe 2 trainings for each boss, and that's it. Then I instantly joined like pack groups or joined even some kind of statics that were looking for people, and then you actually find it consistently and get the kills every week, and then it's very easy to join. Yeah, I think especially for Wing 1 to 4, it's like insane to me that you asked for any KP other than just killing the boss once, because those wings is actually really easy. If you're asking for Doom KP, I think that's a little bit more okay to ask there for 25 KP, but I don't know. Still, it's actually insane. I agree with you at Charlatan. I really agree. Yeah, exactly. Join a guild, join a Discord server, and you will find people that are like-minded and that going into raids, fractals, and even help you out there if they're experienced to get into it. Yeah, that's probably also not only the best way to get it done, but also the most fun way. You will find people that actually have fun with you. No, it's full. I'm struggling a bit to find my place in World vs. World. Zergs are boring, but roaming is difficult and always getting outnumbered. Played Reaper and Harbinger with most of the popular builds, but it's not very easy. Any tips? So the best tip, I'm really sorry to give it to you, but this is the best tip. Just try to play more. Just stick with it, train, have fun. You will get better at it. It's just really like you have to stick with it and try to get better. That's the best option there. Other than that, you can watch streamers like me, like other content creators, and you will find more advice there in the internet. But it's obviously a long road to go. It's not something that you can say, okay, tomorrow I'm really good at it. It's really something slow. But if you enjoy roaming, just getting better at it and having fun while doing so, that's probably the best thing to do. Other than that, I would say you can also go in PvP, because the skill that you get in PvP is very important in World vs. World as well. So you can actually help there as well. And it's a little bit more like streamlined, so you can guarantee that you will actually get matches and kills all the time. But it's not for everyone. I can see why this is a good argument here, for sure. We are all pretty new, and the issue is that I'm the most experienced, but need to get more POF rates experience to teach them. Exactly. I mean, that's always a problem. You could go for some progression together. That's a little bit harder to do, of course, but it might be the more fun way if you progress the fights yourself. Like 10 people that have not killed Doom, for example. It could take a while to do it, but it's a very interesting experience that you will not get in the game any other way. So maybe that's for you. Maybe you should do that. Yeah, it's not, Malison, I would actually go as far and would say every single game that you play should be fun as the most important thing. Yeah, if you place anything in a game and you don't have any fun while doing it, I think this is a bad thing. Really, really bad. You should always go for stuff that is fun to you. That's the most important part. Yeah. I would personally say Harbinger is better for roaming than Reaper. I think you can play Condi, Celestial Harbinger, or can play Power, Spear Harbinger. Both of them are really, really good. And I think Reaper is okay. It's like an A-tier build, whereas Harbinger is an S-tier build for me. Yeah. Exactly. You can practice your class in SPVP. Exactly. Reaper is easier, maybe, but I think Harbinger is stronger. And that I think that balances it out a bit, because yes, it might be harder to learn Harbinger, but it's also more broken. So it's harder to say. I think you should go for the one that you enjoy. It's not like this will be the difference maker in most situations. The skill matters way more than the class for a lot of times. I'm not good at power DPS. Should I try a heal class, or is normal DPS the easiest and fundamental? The thing is, if you go in Guild Wars 2 and want to carry a group, then healers are always the best option. But they are also the most, so to say, mechanically heavy. So if you want to play a healer, you have to understand the fight very well. As a DPS, you just go unga bunga and hit the boss. Yeah. So if you don't have good DPS and you don't understand the boss, then either you improve at the mechanics of the encounter or you improve at your DPS. One of those options would be the superior choice. Go for the one that you enjoy. Yeah. Exactly. World vs. World knows more about card game and positioning, learning what's your class, can you take it on. Guild Wars 2 is kind of too advanced compared to other multiplayer game systems. Mobility is everything in World vs. World. Exactly. Mobility is the key. It's absolutely insane. If you play World vs. World on a slow class, you will get punished so hard. If you play World vs. World on a mobile class and actually know how to use it, you will succeed a lot more fights than you would actually expect. It's crazy. Good point there by Bone King. Reaper Condi or Power DPS for World vs. World PvP. So in PvP, I would say you play a Condi Reaper. In World vs. World, you can actually play both. Both are okay. it depends a bit on your playstyle. But in PvP, go Condi. Condi is way better there. Yes. So Sword and Relic of Speed is the goat on Harbinger Reaper with Warhorn. It depends a bit. I have on my YouTube channel, you can check it out there, Wang One. It's there are multiple builds there. So for the Power Reaper or for the Power Quick DPS, no. So it depends a bit on the build that you use, but there are multiple builds for Harbinger, even like I said, Power or Condi. And for Reaper, there are also multiple builds. You can check out my YouTube channel. I have multiple guides there, but you can also just type !builds in the Twitch chat, and there's a list of all my builds and a link to all the videos, so you can check that out there as well. There we go. Yes, that's it, exactly. So how much longer do we have until we start the giveaway? I guess we can start it right now. Just let it run for a little bit longer. Let's see. I guess that's it. Let's start it. Start the giveaway. There we go. I think it's up now. Yes, let's do a giveaway. !ticket or !enter, both work. You just have to be a follower to win. Thanks for all the follows, by the way. What am I? I'm quick DPS apparently. That's good. And subscribers get tripled up just to make sure that my subscribers get a little bit higher chance of winning. But of course, that's not necessary. You just have to be a follower to win, and that's fine. One time is enough to enter. Please don't spam it. It doesn't help. Okay, are we going for challenge mode apparently? I guess. No, maybe. Yes, maybe. I mean, am I dumb or is it really hard? I can play Power and Condition Virtuoso. I just follow websites like Snowcross. I don't know when to use abilities, just learning the rotation. I mean, that's okay. You can do that. That's like okay to do. But I think it's always important to understand what your build does, what's strong on the build, how to play it. And in general, I would say Condi and Power Virtuoso are on the medium scale, especially Condi Virtuoso is actually quite easy to learn and to play. So if you have fun on it, you will actually succeed quite a bit with it because it's actually not too hard to learn the mechanics. And now we deactivate it again. Okay. Interesting group. Yeah, one time is enough. So if the message says failed to enter the giveaway, that means that you already are in. So don't spam it too much, please. And again, for all my YouTube viewers, you can either come to Twitch and join the giveaway as well, or just enjoy the stream without giving a giveaway. This is like the celebration for reaching 1K followers on Twitch. That's why we're doing it. So we will do 250 gold in this giveaway and 250 gold like later today. The giveaway will run for a little bit longer. We have the timer there. It will take a while until it... let me restart the timer, sorry. There we go. We will leave it running for 45 minutes. And it's showing 24 minutes. Interesting. Yeah, we will see. Is the giveaway? It's for EU and NA. Both of them are fine. Just join the giveaway. If you're a Twitch follower, you will have the chance of winning. Yes. It's for everyone. At least for EU and NA. I can't send to China because they are completely different clients, but I guess no one here is in China. Yes, you can send the mails perfectly free between the regions. The only thing that you can't do is play with each other. So I can't play with people on an A right now. How's Condi Solbis in comparison to Condi Druid in PvE? Condi Solbis is not as broken right now as Condi Druid, but I really guess that Condi Druid will get nerfed with the next week, I'm pretty sure. I think Condi Druid is overperforming, and then I think Condi Solbis will be back to being the best Condi build on Ranger, I'm pretty sure, in PvE. I think it's really fun, Condi Druid, but I think, in my opinion, it's overperforming because it's like way too much DPS. But we will see. If you would make one offensive support to gear up for Fractals, would you go with Renegade or would you still pick Chronomancer? So I think it depends what you want to do. I think Renegade is very, very good as an offensive support, but you will be always the Alacrity DPS. Keep that in mind. Or the DPS. You will not be Quickness DPS, obviously. Whereas on Chronomancer, you can join way more groups because you provide Alacrity and Quickness. However, I would say Renegade, in most situations, if you can play the Alacrity DPS, is a better choice because you have higher burst damage, you have more utility. That's something that Chronomancer doesn't have. So keep that in mind. I would probably go for Renegade if you are willing to create your own groups or find groups a little bit slower. But personally, I think it's actually doesn't provide that much difference for the most part. Yeah. It's not too hard to play Alacrity, actually. Alacrity Renegade is quite nice. I have a guide on Boon DPS Chronomancer, yes. Like I said, just type ! builds in the chat and there's a link to a spreadsheet where all my builds are listed with the up-to-date versions as well, and you can just click the link to the video, yes. So if you already have geared Heal Chrono, I would say either go for a Renegade because you can then fill like the really, really try-hard groups Alacrity DPS and you can fill the healing groups. But if you want to be safe and want to play one class only, then you would be perfectly fine playing Heal Chronomancer, playing Quickness or Alacrity DPS Chronomancer. Both are completely fine. So I think if you want to stick to one class, Chronomancer is a really good choice. Yeah, Diviner, Alacrity, Renegade is really, really old school, but it's still really, really good. I think with nowadays changes, it's actually, you don't even need full Diviner. You can go for a lot of Berserker pieces and Dragon pieces even, yeah. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I will do a build guide about it very soon. I just holding myself a bit back until next week when the balance patch comes out, because there will be some decent amount of changes. What is going on? We just lose players. My commander is kicking players. What is going on? Crazy. Yeah, it's a really good class. I mean, I don't regret anything. You know, introducing anyone to Chronomancer is a good thing for the community because they can fill every single role. That's just insane. It's just really good. We want that. I don't know. We didn't even have KP. You know, it's a no KP group. Why would you kick? I think they are all in a guild. They are all in the same guild except me. So maybe they kick me now as well. Or maybe they are waiting for someone. I don't even know what's going on. No, we don't have it listed. Insane. I think... Okay. Now the squad leader left. I'm not even sure if that's a good thing. I think I will just leave at this point. That's weird. Alacrity Renegade brings pretty good utilities to deal with mouse mechanics. Yes, Alacrity Renegade is really good in Fractals, whereas I would say Alacrity Chronomancer can be really good as well. It's just a little bit... It's a different playstyle, a little bit, yeah. So... I don't even know what I want to do at this point. I don't, my groups are... Maybe I have to do my own group. Or I do some where is it? Is it in here as well? Dragon Bash. Very good. Wizard's Portal Tom. Deluxe. Oh, yeah, right in time for the race. Let's go to the race. We have 30 seconds, not even. Faster. And I don't have enough Zeit, Huffy. Oh. Panic. So slight trick here. You can bet on every single MOA here and you will guarantee that you win. It works, so that's what you do if you want to get the achievements for the annual. Yeah, it's really, really fun. Is there a huge difference between Core Elementalist Staff and Catalyst Staff DPS-wise for PvP? Staff is not really a DPS weapon, sadly, for PvP. You can play it in World vs. World decently, but in PvP, it's not a really good DPS weapon. I would not recommend to play it. I would rather go for Spear. That's the better option. Or even go for Scepter or something like that. I really think Staff is the worst option for DPS in PvP. In World vs. World, it works because you have crazy amount of AoE. But in PvP, it's really a support weapon. Yeah. And then it's better on Tempest, actually. I mean, maybe it works on Core Elementalist. I have to be honest, I don't play Core Elementalist in PvP because I feel like it's really overshadowed by other Elementalist specs, but guess it's fine. It's fine, I guess. You mean World vs. World. Yeah. Yeah, in World vs. World, I would go for probably Weaver if you can have some crazy high burst in one situation. If you want to have a prolonged fight without, let's say, one spike of burst damage, then I would probably go for... I mean, Catalyst has crazy burst, lower DPS in the long run, and Weaver has crazy DPS in general, not the highest spike, because Catalyst, after the balance patch, can cast 3 times Meteor Shower, which can be really, really strong, obviously. Weaver can only do that twice after the balance patch. So I would say, personally, I think Weaver is the better choice for most situations, but if you have a dedicated World vs. World group that is really, really good on spiking groups at one point together, then I would say Catalyst might be the superior choice there. I don't know why ArenaNet put Alacrity on Bladestone. I think Alacrity should have been on Spellbreaker all along. Yeah, it really should. Yeah, we were just talking about Staff on Elementalist, not Staff in general. I think Staff is a really good weapon on a lot of classes. We're just talking about Elementalist. Yeah, I think it will have quite high base duration, the Spectre 2 skill, because it's like competing against, or it was like the thing that was the only reason why you could play Elect Spectre is because you had Alacrity on every single skill. And now I think the base duration will be 5 seconds or something. And with boon duration, I think it will be 10, something like that, because you can spam the skill quite heavily. And typically you don't want to stand in Shroud all the time to provide Alacrity for your party. So I'm pretty sure that it will actually be like spam it 3-4 times and you will have it for the next rotation part. I'm pretty sure this will be the case. Yeah. How do you like Dragon Bash? I personally think Dragon Bash is okay. It's not the best festival, but I'm not too opposed to it. I think it's like in the middle. It's like 4 out of 6 festivals if I had to rate it. Halloween and Winter's Day are better, and probably Festival of the Four Winds as well. So it's like the 4th place, I would say. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, the race will start soon. Where's the race starting? Yeah. I think Black Doctor Scourge in PvE is actually really good. It's really underrated. I think it's a little bit harder to come by than if you would go for a full Celestial version, because you can easily get Celestial from the booster kit, yeah, from the booster item, level 80 boost. I wouldn't say it's like the only thing that you have to play. I think going for Black Doctor is like a really good option as well, especially if you don't want to tank in raids, for example. It's really good, but it's not always the best option, yeah. Yeah, I agree with the festival rewards. It's always better if you go for just the rewards. It's better to have fast festivals, I agree. But I think in general, the festivals feel really repetitive for a veteran, like having done like Winter's Day Festival like 12 years already or something, or 13 at this point, is like insane. There is not that much replayability, but I'm still quite happy if it comes back, because it has some nice things to do that I would not get to do the whole rest of the year. So I'm personally quite okay with it, but I think this one is... I will do a few achievements today, tomorrow, maybe on Saturday in stream as well, but that's about it. It's like I'm pretty much done after a few days of doing it. I will do the dailies just for the daily completionists, for the skins that I get there, but that's about it. It's really not too exciting, I agree. Dragon Bash and Dragon Bash feeds yearly or one of those weekly? So there's the annual achievement, which gives 50 achievement points. That's the one that is once a year. And then there is the weekly achievement where you can get like a few things annually, weekly rather, as well. And there's the skin in there, and I think there's a Jawbreaker in there as well, so you can farm those, but it's not like insane gold per hour if you do it. I would say I'm going more for the skin and not the gold there. It's not the crazy amount of gold that is there. I'm not the best at roller beetling, so please bear with me here. I'm always a little bit struggling getting the speed going here. It's okay for now, but I might drive against the wall very, very soon. I think there need to be 3 laps in this one. Is it this? I think it's the festival. Festival races are always 3 laps. Pretty sure. Yeah, lap 2. Okay. Yeah, I think the roller beetles, I think this is one of the coolest mounts. I really hope that the next expansion features this one, because currently like we have the Sky Scale in Soto, came back after Living World Season 4, released the Sky Scale, and I'm pretty sure that the roller beetle will also be re-added with the next expansion. I'm like not guaranteed because I don't have any insider information, but I would say it's actually quite likely that they will do that. It's such a cool mount. It's crazy cool design in my opinion, and has crazy possibilities for a lot of situations. No. Yes. No. Sad. I told you. I was driving against the wall at some point. It's fine. Yeah, I think there will be a plushy roller beetle skin for sure. I'm like very confident this will be the case. No, we have the more raids as well. Everything is happening all at once. That's okay. Let's go for the race first. Already 2 rounds in. It's just, you need 15 laps for that one. It's okay. Can do it quite easily, I guess. I actually don't know the gold power for this event yet. I think it's also highly dependent on what time of the event you're playing at. In the beginning, it's always a little bit volatile, and after that it settles down quite fast. So I would say you can check out Fast Farming, which is like the go-to website if you want to see gold per hours, because they have some crazy amount of data and research for the event. So I would go for those ones. For this website, fastfarming.eu. This is really, really good. Check that one out. There will be guides and gold per hour for the festival. I don't know it by heart how much this is right now. We will see how it settles. Yeah. So don't forget to enter the giveaway. You have to be a Twitch follower to enter. We will draw the winner in like 20 minutes or something. I don't know what the timer says right now. And we will do 250 gold. We will do it later again. So don't miss out. Like I said, Twitch follower to win. And subscribers get 3 times the luck. Just a small celebration gift for you, because I reached my milestone of 1K followers on Twitch. If it says you failed to enter, you're already in there. That's the thing here. What else is daily? Let's check. Okay, I have to eat something. And Minion Smasher. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I wanted to tell you, Summer, I got a recipe for Ascended. Pink shiny backpack from Mesmer. Lissa, it's so pretty. Yeah, Lissa one is really cool. I actually don't know if I have that one. It's really, really cool for... It really fits the Mesmer. Yeah. How is it called? Chaos of Lissa or something like that? Have to check. I think I don't have it. I have to craft it at some point. It's actually... Is it not that expensive anymore? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Chaos of Lissa. It's really cool. I don't have it yet, sadly. So sad. I will get it at some point. You made it very good. Congrats. It's cheap? Okay, then I have to get it. I think I just remembered back in the day when it came out, it was like 500 gold or even more because it used a lot of Bolt of Damask, which is back in the day, it was like 10 gold each or something. It was really, really expensive. Nowadays, it's really dirt cheap, these things. So we don't have to do that, but it was really expensive. So that's why I don't have it. I guess I have to do it at some point. After all, I'm a skin collector and don't use them in the end. Yes, that's how I do it. Thanks for the follows, guys. It looks quite basic, but it has this nice purpley glow or pinkish glow, whatever, and it really fits the Mesmer style. This kind of purplish thing, and I think this is like a lot of weapons, a lot of things on Mesmer have this pinkish glow. For example, how's it called? I can show you the new staff that I just crafted, I think last week on stream as well. How's it called? Visage of the Mists. So the sword here, you can see this one is just a very basic sword, but it has this purpley glow. I think that's really fitting to Mesmer. Doesn't fit to a lot of other classes, but like this pinkish staff is also really cool. It really fits Mesmer. So yes, you're right. It might not be the most flashy thing and the most like, holy shit, this guy has this and everyone sees it or gets at least blinded like a flashbang. But in my opinion, it's fitting. That's why I would go for it. Yeah. The staff skin that I just showed is the Visage of the Mists. It's like a staff that costs like 400, 500 gold or something. I just crafted it last week. Yeah, 500 gold, something like that. Yeah, it's cost a lot of Mystic coins. That's why it's so expensive. But yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. That's true. But I mean, I was also notified by some people in stream last week that the Chaos Spear, which I apparently have randomly, is like more worth, higher value than all my legendaries. Or like this skin, I have that one. That's like so expensive. That's just insane. Some skins are like, they are quite basic, but people really, really go for those if it's like flashy or hard to get. This is insane how much this costs. It's crazy. And I have that one for apparent reasons after a long time. Yeah. A great sword is cool. There are a lot of ones. Yeah, there are a lot of cool ones. Yeah, that might be true. That spear doesn't have that much variety because they added it later. I think that's a good point, actually. Yeah, good point. That's why those are actually quite expensive. Yeah, good point. Is Condi Harbinger good in World vs. World? In roaming, it is really good. As a Celestial build, I would say. It's a really good roaming build. In World vs. World Zerg play, however, so if you are like 50 versus 50, I would say it's not a good pick. It's too squishy there. Yeah, how is this one called? This one, I think this one I have. This what you just mentioned. Ignus. Yeah, the spear. This one is also quite cool. It's also the pinkish one. Yeah, really fitting. The interesting part is the legendary spear, Kamo or Kotaki, is also pinkish. You see, this is also the pinkish flow. It's really interesting that this legendary is actually like the pink spear with a shark around it. It's actually very interesting. Yeah, the Mesmer spears are really fun, but it's I would say they are not fitting to a lot of classes. It's really like Mesmer is like the most obvious choice, and the other classes typically don't use it that well, in my opinion at least. But that's okay. Not every skin has to be used on every class, I guess. Yeah, the Pale Branch one is really good, but isn't that quite expensive? I think this one is quite expensive, isn't it? Let's check. Yeah, it's also quite expensive. It's like the rare, really rare drop. It's quite cool. It's not that crazy in terms of animations and stuff, but it looks quite nice and it's quite expensive to get. It's like a rare drop from the event, meta event. Yeah, the Gen 3 spear that would be really cool. I would love that. You know, I have the title, like all the skins, and I would instantly buy this one. It's just like to get the collection going. It's insane. So let's wait 1 more minute and then we go for the arena. Hey man, your video guides have helped me a lot as a new player. Not sure if you have done a guide on this, but I'm having a hard time to find out on how to turn some popular currency into gold, like Imperial Favor Spirit Shards. Any suggestion what to do with those? So don't worry, I have guides about those. I have guides about Imperial Favor. I have guides about Volatile Magic. I have guides about Spirit Shards. You just have to type !gold in the chat, and there's a link to all my gold guides, and there are those videos in there. So just check them out. Glad you like my videos though. And thanks for all the follows, and really thanks a lot for the Prime. Really appreciate it, Green guys. Really appreciate it. You will get now higher luck in the upcoming giveaway if you enter the giveaway. Don't forget. Don't forget to enter. !enter or ticket in the chat, and you will be in for 250 gold, and we will do another one later, so stick around for that one. Yeah, I think converting Spirit Shards is one of the things that a lot of players actually don't know about. This is really high value. If you do that, you can go up to 1 gold per Spirit Shards. It's actually insane how much gold you have lying around. It's really like, don't forget how let's say, important that can be to get some gold if you don't need the Spirit Shards. You need a lot of Spirit Shards, for example, for this title, for all the Oreen skins. So it's not something that I would say is like, you should get that every time. But if you don't need the Spirit Shards for legendaries right now, it's actually one of the best ways to earn money. It's really good. Is there a Tempest solo open world build that does high damage? Right now, I don't have a Tempest open world build. That's the only elite spec that I don't have a guide about. Together with Daredevil rather, for open world. But after the balance patch, I will make one, and it will actually be quite good. Yeah, I'm anticipating actually decent DPS, like 20k or something. Yeah, so it will be quite good in a solo scenario. So keep an eye out for that. Coming probably Wednesday next week, shortly after the balance patch. It will be one of the first builds I will try after the balance patches. Yeah, the bird skins are actually trending. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Spirit Shards in Guild Wars 2, as a new player, I would only do that if you really, really know that you will not go for legendaries. You know, legendaries are really time intensive, cost a lot of Spirit Shards, and it's actually not that, I wouldn't say annoying, but it's not that easy to farm Spirit Shards really fast. So it will just take a lot of time investment, and that's why I would say as a new player, convert them very carefully. I would say as a veteran, you can do it very easily because you will probably either have a lot of them lying around or you don't need them for legendaries anymore. But they can be really hard to come by if you go for all the legendaries at some point. Yeah. If you don't chase legendaries, then you can easily convert them. I think they are not that important for most things. Yeah. Yeah, glad Deadly that you like it. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't you all forget to enter the giveaways, and thanks for the follows. Really appreciate it. So Spirit Shards have a lot of usages, but I would say the only really big sink of Spirit Shards are legendaries. You know, you can craft a lot of things like Ascended Gear with them, like for example Vision Crystals, and this kind of stuff needs, I think, Spirit Shards. But for the most part, nowadays, you don't have to craft Ascended Gear yourself anymore. You can just purchase it from the Wizard's Vault. You can purchase it from raids, strike missions, fractal vendors, and that kind of stuff. And so you don't need the Spirit Shards for crafting anymore. It's really just for legendaries, I would say. Yeah, okay, good point. If you want to stat swap Ascended Gear, so if you have Berserker Gear and you want to swap it to Harrier, so Healer Gear, then you need it. But if you only play one build right now, then you don't need them. Yeah. Yeah, of course, I have stacks of Tomes of Knowledge as well. I'm a veteran. I have like 10k Tomes of Knowledge lying around. Yes, I agree. But for a new player, I think it can be quite painful to get those. Yeah. Herald Greatsword and One-Handed Sword. Is it better than Staff? So I would say it has more DPS, but you lose all your CC. So if you want to be a support and want to CC the boss, if that's necessary, then go for Staff. It's not important as a Herald to go for a little bit higher DPS if your CC is lacking. Yeah. So if you have a boss that doesn't have any break bust, then One-Handed Swords are better. Yes. Greatsword is always set. Or Greatsword and Sword is always really good as a DPS, but you would go Sword or Greatsword with the staff if you need CC. Yes. So now we can go for some holograms. Yeah, I mean, you can play Greatsword and Power Renegade. I mean, that's actually okay. Depends a bit on your playstyle. You can, if you don't have the Soto expansion, you can also go for Sword. It's actually not necessary the Greatsword to make a decent build. I would go for Reaper in a 10 versus 10 in World versus World. You can just, if you are on, you have to be on Twitch, Eddie. It's a Twitch giveaway because it's a celebration for my Twitch followers. So if you're on YouTube, you will not have the chance of entering. You can either swap or just enjoy the stream as usual. Yes. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you want to get Gale, I completely understand. If you have like a lot of characters and you have no legendary gear or not a lot, then getting all the ascended gear for them is quite expensive and you will take a while to get those. So maybe if you play a lot of different characters, I would highly recommend go for legendary gear. Using it on every single class is actually really helpful. Keep that in mind. Recently started Guild Wars 2. Thanks for all your great YouTube content. They're really helpful. Glad you liked them. Glad you liked them. More to come. Don't worry. Yeah. Ah, there the Eddie is here. Welcome. Yeah, exactly. You know, I know what you mean. You know, I have 70 characters. I know what I'm talking about if I tell you legendary is actually quite worthwhile to get. Yeah, that much is for sure. But of course, if you only play one character, I think Ascended Gear is like keeping you playing the game like on this character forever. It's not really like you don't have to have legendary gear for most circumstances. But if you have like 10 characters or something, or even if you have 5, I think then already it starts to make sense to go for legendary gear because you will actually get quite a lot of value from this, especially from trinkets, which you can use on every single character and class. Yeah, I mean, I have one community guild and I have 4 personal guild banks. So I know what you're talking about, Boon King. It was way back then, it was really nice to have a lot of personal guild space, but nowadays it's actually quite hard to get. Yeah, I'm new to get legendary. It's better to get started the ascended, or can I start farming for legendary? So it depends what your goal is. So if you want to play one build only for now, then I would go for ascended gear first. But if you want to play like 7 different builds already, then I would say go for legendary directly. It's like typically I would say it's not one or the other, because you can get the ascended gear from stuff that is account bound and doesn't cost any gold, for example the Wizard's Vault, or from strike rewards and stuff, which doesn't cost any gold. It's really like typically just farming the strike missions and you will get them after a few weeks, full ascended armor for example. So I would say do that in tandem while farming gold for the legendary. That's my tip there. Yeah, don't delete them. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Did you do that on accident? Because that sounds like a thing that could happen to people. Yeah. They are most of them are planted at some material spots. That's correct, Pokey. Yes. But like you can see, I have a lot of gold. I have just over 1 million account value, so I'm not like completely insane anymore and open all my 70 characters every day. It's not like it's absolutely necessary for me anymore. I just play the game for fun. At this point, I don't really grind that much gold. The only reason why I grind gold in this game right now is for giving it away again in giveaways, like you do it today. Yeah. Oh, I think it's giveaway time soon. After this boss, we will draw the giveaway winner. So if you're not entered yet, !enter a ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get double the luck, or triple the luck rather, sorry. I actually did not do any decorating in my homestead. I'm not joking. I'm really not like a fashion guy or anything. I think it's a cool feature, but I'm not interested in anything of that. I really did not any of those. It's really, I did not place a single of those decorations. It's a little bit sad actually, because I really would like to grind something in the game again, but it's really not something that I'm interested in, sadly. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's just something that is... I like to play the game for its combat. I'm not like someone that actually plays the game for decorating stuff and just enjoying the scenery or something. Then I would play something like Sims, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, or Minecraft. It's really not... I play it for the combat, yeah? And the combat is amazing, but that's about it. Yeah, it melts your gold. It melts your gold, yes. Okay, so I guess it's time. I will draw the giveaway when I know. I hope everyone is in. And good luck to everyone. Good luck. And election, however it's called, you are the winner. You won the giveaway with a 1.79% chance of winning. Congrats to you. If you're here, please let me know your account name in chat. You will get 250 gold sent to you. Congrats, congrats. And for all the people that are not the winner, don't worry. You will have a chance at winning the next part of the giveaway. We do it again. Hope you're still here. Nice, you're here. Very good. Don't worry. Very good. And then we will send you the gold. Compose. Congrats. And like I said, 250 gold. Congrats, congrats. There we go. And we will start the timer for the next one. It sniped me. That's mean. Okay, there we go. It should work now. We will do the next giveaway in let's say 1 hour or something. So that people that join a little bit later have a chance of winning as well. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess we can do that as well. Boon King, I guess we can do that as well. I guess we can do 2 more giveaways than today and just have 125 gold for the next 2 if you're up for that as well. If you all want that, we can do that, of course, as well. I just thought it's nicer to have like a round number, but we can easily go for other things as well. The giveaway is not up yet, please. Please don't spam it. We will do the next giveaway in a while. We don't want to have it permanently up, because then people will just inherently always leave this stream at some point. I don't want to have it happen like that, like I have to re-roll it 3 times. That's annoying me. I just want to have the giveaway up and working. 1 gold to everyone. I mean, we could do that as well. That would be really annoying to send because of the mailing restriction in Guild Wars 2, where you really have like 2 mails every 2 minutes. It's really annoying. So I have to wait like a lot of time because of them. Just, I don't know, reasons. Because of reasons, I guess, that we have to wait so long. I guess that's fine. Thanks, Artie, for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Thanks. You will have a higher chance of winning in the next giveaway. With the new expansion being almost around the corner, what is something you really hope is coming as a feature? I, for one, hope for a restructure of dungeons to make them more engaging and worthwhile. So I personally hope that the new expansion, it might be a really cold take, but I really hope that the new expansion has legendaries. Yeah, like a high amount of legendaries. Yeah, I personally really hope that I get something to grind for, like for example the Orient skins, that I can go for like 10 or even more legendary skins and not have to do like on first day, then I'm done with just having, for example, 1 legendary after 6 months. That's just like what do I do in the game then? Yeah, I want to have something to play the new maps for, cool new skin to get. That's really what I'm hoping for. I mean, it would be cool if some kind of reputation feature, that would also, I would like that. I'm not sure if that's like in everyone's interest, but I personally would totally dig that. Yeah, I would be up for that. You don't need all the chapters of the Iceblood Saga Strike mission. For the Iceblood Saga Strike missions, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, we can also do 50 gold 5 times for the next few giveaways. So we can do that as well, if you want. No problem. If everyone is up for that and don't want to grind and have the big luck for 250 gold, we can do that as well. I don't care. Yeah, I think the style, I don't care about the style, Filthy. So I really would say if the style is decent, I would go for it. You know, if it's really ugly like Flames of War, I wouldn't go for it, I guess. But if it's something that I can grind with a lot of just a lot of different skins, I would be up for it. You know, I just want to have something that is really fun to do after the initial exploration. Yeah. Yeah, I will go for 125, I guess, at this point. I think I don't want to have the giveaways like as my only thing in the stream. We will do another round of giveaways tomorrow, so don't worry. Today will be one day and tomorrow will be the next one. Yeah, the eye. It's actually with the power creep right now, it's like, it's not really challenging, especially in this low level. There we go. So did I do all of them? I think I missed one. Yeah, I missed the branded Hydra because I was AFK. That's okay. Oh, the Salt Spray Dragon I also missed. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the lore part, yeah, okay, I agree. If they would have collections, yeah, like the Chukan Champawort, like Hope and Astrolaria and Nevermore, that would be amazing, but I think we can scratch that. I'm pretty sure they will never do that again. They tried, they thought it was possible, they now say, no, it's not possible. It's too much work for a legendary that only a fraction of the player base will engage with. I think this is not very likely. I'm sad about that. I really like those. It has some more value because you see someone with Chukan Champawort, you know they did the quest, and you did the quest maybe as well, and you will be happy that, so to say, someone else did it as well, and you can see that they did it. I think that's really cool, but that's apparently too much work for them. I'm pretty sure they will just do some grind thing that costs a lot of gold, maybe some kind of account-bound currency like those essences for drift hunting and stuff, but I highly doubt that this will be anything other than just giving you a gold sink. Yeah. I really think the Nevermore collection and all those things, they were really nice, they were really cool and really interesting stories, and it just really, that was the most interesting part of the legendary journey in the game, I would say. It's not something that I would say is the most easy thing to get. You know, there are legendaries that are way easier to get, just purchase it from the TP or something, yeah, but it's way more flavorful. That's what I'm saying. I would say the grind for it, I'm with you, Malison. I think that might not be the most fun thing for some players that don't want to grind it that much. Yes, I can see that. But I personally would say it's a very nice thing of earning the legendary. It's not something like the other Gen 2s. It feels really bad standing at the crafting bench for like 2 hours straight to craft the Mystic Curious. I think this is like something that is really, I don't know, it feels just boring. To me, at least. Yeah. Well, legendary weapons should be for the fraction, because legendary. Yeah, I guess that's true. Good point. Good point. Is Reaper Spectral Grasspool, people then burst them down? A thing with Berserker gear in World vs. World? Yes, that's true. That is actually a thing. Especially in Zerg fights, yes. Exactly. And you can't buy it. That's the cool part. You know that someone that has the Chukan Champawort, they actually did it themselves. You can't buy it at all. It's really like you have to earn it yourself. That's the cool part. Yeah, you're right, Deadly, of course, you're right. Yeah, let's do some more rounds. I need the last thing here. Where is it? The last one of those bosses. I think the Hydra is the last one. And then I'm done, and then we can do something else, like... Let's see what we can do. This one is actually quite easy to get all the annual achievements. It's actually not too bad. There are some that actually take forever to complete, but this one is okay. As always, if you have any questions, any feedback, let me know. I'm always happy to answer questions and debate some stuff here. And I have a lot of cool content coming up in my YouTube channel, so be sure to check that one out as well. Especially with the next update next week, we get the big balance patch. I have crazy amount of build guides that I want to try. not only on stream, but also make YouTube content, build guides about them. And I will do a lot of tier lists here on stream as well. So be there next week to debate some cool stuff with me, depending on the new balance patch, how it goes. So be sure to stick around for longer on this channel. I need to grind arena like a madman because I need full set of those Raven skins for my non-firebrand. Nice, then you have something to do. That's a good thing. Yeah, that's always what you want. And it's actually not that bad in terms of rewarding. Yeah, so those coffers are actually decent in price, so you can actually get a decent value. And the Saitafi is not that bad. You can also sell it for a decent chunk of gold. Just farming it, it's not like crazy amounts of gold per hour, but it's definitely okay. I'm looking forward to the balance patch on one hand and anxious about the changes they may make on the other hand. Yeah, I think the problem that I see, for example, I'm a Mesmer enjoyer in PvE right now, and I think Chronomancer, I have to change my whole gear. Yeah, as someone that has full legendary, I don't mind it that much, but as someone that actually has like only ascended gear, this can be really annoying because you have to change every single Chronomancer that is like DPS Chronomancer. If you're playing a Power Mirage or something like that, you have to change your gear. This is like, or yeah, this will be a little bit annoying. So I'm not a biggest fan of that, but I'm quite happy because it will in the end result in a buff, I think, to Chronomancer. So that's at least something. Yeah, I think staff support Chronomancer, or staff support Scorch rather, this is actually, I would say, it will not be like the absolutely top tier support. I think it will not dethrone Chronomancer. I'm pretty sure about that one. But it will be a really good support. Like a really generic, good support for like 90% of the fights. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be the case. Can you change the Ascended Trinket stats? No, you can't do that. Only armor and weapons. With one exception, there are rings from Bloodstone Fen. Those you can actually change, but every other trinkets you can't change. So trinkets are like, you have to farm them very often, typically, which is not a bad thing because trinkets can be farmed quite easily nowadays with the Living World Season 3 and 4 maps. But it's definitely, I would say, a little bit annoying that you can't stat change them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have a bad habit of nerfing Necromancers and Elementalists, I feel like. Whereas Guardian and Mesmers and Rangers typically don't get nerfed for the most part. That's like the insane part. It's really like, it feels like, especially in PvP, like Ranger gets never nerfed, whereas Engineer gets never buffed. It's like, this is like so the typical situation how ArenaNet feels like the balance is made to be. It's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, Echo Fox, at least you get something done, you know. I'm farming here this event because I missed the first Hydra because I was talking to chat. That's okay. You can actually, that's true, good point. You can actually farm the PvP and World vs. World trinkets and you can stat change those. That's good point, I forgot. But if you're a World vs. World and PvP player, then you will actually get the stat selectable ones anyway and then you don't have to stat change them. But I guess that's a good point. Good point. Yeah, I think Engineer will get a decent buff with the next balance patch. I'm not sure if it will be enough for PvP Engineer though. I think Engineer and PvP was like probably the worst class in the last 2 years. And I think that might not change, to be honest. There's the Hydra. Now I have to concentrate and hit it. Nice, I did it. Thanks for the follow, Fed. Really appreciate it. There we go. Now we kill it and then we can do something else. And we can open the next giveaway, I guess. Very good. There we go. Let me out of here. That was a long farm here. Let's do it. Oh, already did it. Nice. Okay, let's go for some giveaway action. Let me open it. 1 second. And there we go. Should be up now. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. Puts, really appreciate the Prime, really nice. You will have a higher chance of winning now. So this is for Twitch followers only. If you're a Twitch follower, you have a chance of winning by typing !enter and !ticket, one of those two. And if you are a subscriber, you have triple the amounts of luck. So thanks for the sub, really appreciate it. So let's see what we can do now. I guess the Soto Daily Strike mission. Let's hydrate for a second. Yeah, thanks. Puts, really appreciate it. I mean, my solo builds are actually, I would say, what is going on? Servers say no? What? Interesting. It's broken. Okay. Then we don't do strike missions right now. It also feels quite laggy for me. It's like I'm posting something in chat and it takes forever. Yeah, so don't worry. Thanks for the sub, Puts, really appreciate it. And I think there will be more solo builds coming after the balance patch, so keep an eye out for that. For example, Tempest, but I think also Vindicator will get a really cool new one. So, really nice. Yeah, I think it's crazy. They have some big server issues. If it's not just me and you have the same Echo Fox, it's actually, then it's definitely server side. Yeah, the festival has burnt the servers, I guess. I guess. So what can we do? Maybe some fractals if they don't have the problem. But I feel like it's probably full, all the instances have the problem, I guess. Those eternal ice shards I have like every single day, it's like too much for my bank to handle. Every single day, so I have to reorder it again. Maybe they're testing the new expansion that's happened in the past. It creates issues with the server. Maybe. I mean, it could be. It could also be that they're really trying to get something else going, like already pushing something. Because, for example, the festivals, if you don't know, the festivals don't need a patch. Yeah. So whenever a festival happens, like just a few hours ago, the festivals was starting. Yeah. So like 3 hours ago, the festival started. This doesn't need a patch. Guild Wars 2 just flips a switch and then it starts. So the festival is always on, but it's, so to say, not visible for us. It's just switched off, so to say. And it's in the background. The code is there. Everything is running. The servers have it saved somewhere. So it's just switched when the time is right. And this has to be updated at some point. So if there is some kind of new thing that they will add with the next patch, whatever, that might have to be added at some point, and maybe that causes some issues. I don't know. Could be. I wasn't able to get out of a group for meta. I was told I was already in a group and I wasn't. Then I wasn't able to travel to my strike group. Ooh, that sounds bad. I think they have some instancing issues then. Yeah, with all the groups. Not good. Probably alpha. Yeah, could be. What are the chances Soto and Chance will go on sale promotion this summer? I think Soto might be quite likely. I'm not sure if Chance will go on sale. I'm not completely sure about that one, but I think it's actually quite likely that Soto will go on sale, yeah. Especially during August, pretty sure, yeah. Relic of Fireworks, Relic of Zeros, or with Chill to the Bone for Spectral Pull Burst. Reaper. If you play a Power Reaper, I would go for Relic of Fireworks. If you play a Condi Reaper, I would go for Relic of the Reaper. Those two are really, really good. The reason for that is if you're Power Reaper, Fireworks is just the biggest damage buff that you can get. Just straight up, it's really, really good and really consistent. So 7% damage is really good. If you're playing a Condi Reaper, Relic of the Reaper is insane. It gives you chill on your shouts, and chill gives bleeding as a Condi Reaper, so you get a lot of value from the chill. You get bleeding, you get movement speed reduction, and the enemy gets skill recharge rate reduction. So that means that they will get less offensive skills, they will get less defensive skills, and they will move faster or slower away rather from you. So it's just overall really, really good. It's a DPS relic, it's a utility relic, it's a defensive relic. It's just the best option by far for Condi Reaper. Yeah, Reaper is insane. It's really, really good. As a Herald, typically you go for Thief Relic. Herald is like really... Herald doesn't have a lot of options for relics. It's really like if you're playing a Power Herald, go for Thief. If you're playing a Condi Herald, you would probably go for Fractal Relic. Those two are the only choices. This is just straight up a 5% damage increase all the time, whereas the Fractal Relic gives you just some Condis every now and then. It's just DPS. Yeah. Started trying out Quickness Scrapper. Is it alright playing Power though in 99 and 98 CM? So I would say it's okay to play it there. It's not the best option because you don't have the best ranged attacks. That's why you would play Condi builds typically there. But if you don't have anything else you can play it, I would say it's better in Power Fractals though. So like in 97, 96, even in 100. But I would rather go for like typically a Condi Harbinger and maybe Condi Virtuoso. Something like that is typically or Scourge. Something like that is really, really good in 99 and 98 CM. Lex Spectre or Spectre in general is really good. Soul Beast, those are the typical options. Yeah. Yes, there is a giveaway, but it's only for the Twitch people. So if you're on YouTube, you have to come to Twitch because it's a Twitch celebration for 1K followers on Twitch. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get triple the luck. We have a giveaway currently running for 125 gold. Yeah, Spectre will be really good. After the patch, Spectre will be, I would say, more versatile. Maybe it depends a bit how much boon duration we need to play this, but it will probably be a buff. I'm pretty sure it will be a buff. Welcome Heavenfire, welcome Heavenfire. So, maybe we can get in a group now, or maybe we have to do something different now. I don't even know what's the lag. It's insane. Maybe we can go into Eye of the North, maybe. Is there any reason that you're almost saving everything like materials and then Savage Bible, or just have too much stuff and you don't need it for gold for anything anymore? So for me, it's like I save stuff until I want to get the gold and then I sell it. But if you sell every single item, like if you, really to the extreme, if you would sell, for example, every single unidentified gear that you get, you will spend a lot of time on selling stuff. So I try to save as much stuff in one chunk together and then sell it in one go, because this will be the most, I don't know, the safest thing to do in terms of time commitment. Yeah, but you're also right, of course, I don't care that much about gold anymore, so I just do the thing that is actually the most easy thing to do. You know, for example, I'm just saving for whatever reason, I don't even know, all my Eternal Ice Shards. Like, I have like 2 characters at this point full of Eternal Ice Shards, and whenever I need some T6 materials, I just convert them in Volatile Magic and purchase the T6 trophy packs. Then I have like a lot of them lying around again. It's just laziness at this point. I don't need the gold, so I just save them. And I have like insane amount of character slots and inventory spaces, so I don't need to care about that. Yeah. Currently trying to finish every fishing achievement at least once. Soto fishing looks like pain. Is it as bad as it looks? It's actually okay. I think for me, the Dusk and Dawn ones, where there are a lot of different Dusk and Dawn fish, this is the most annoying one. But I think personally Soto was not that bad. I think I have all of them, just the Mistborn Barons I think I'm missing. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm low intensity. Exactly, Gale. Exactly. Will Trailblazer gear lower my DPS on that open world berserker a lot compared to Celestial? It will be like, out of my head, I would say you lose like, typically like 20% DPS. So it's notable, but it's giving you, so to say, more toughness and vitality. But keep that in mind as well. You will also have lower boon duration. That's the important part. Your healing will be worse, but also your boon duration will be worse. So your uptime of the boons will be worse. So in general, I would say it's quite noticeable in all regards. In terms of DPS, it's okay. It's okay. You could make that. But you will lose a lot of boon duration, and that's the annoying part. So in open world, Celestial is for the most part just the best option. It's just straight up so good. Okay, at least we can go into Cold War. Soto looks like annoying since you have so many different fishing holes with only a few holes per type. But the good thing is I think the rates for those are really high. Typically I would go to one of the holes and get like 3 different fish there that are really only there. So it's the chances of getting it there is really high. For example, if you go for the saltwater fish, I can show you which ones are, this one's saltwater fish. Those are really hard to come by because they're in any hole in the open water. It's like really hard to get this specific. You can't farm it that easily. So I'm happy that I got this passively at sometimes, but it's not something that I would say you can easily get that. Yeah. I personally think it's not too bad. Yeah. Thanks for all the follows. Really appreciate it, guys. Hope you're enjoying the stream and not only following for the giveaways, but that's okay as well, I guess. Is Marauder highly worth for Power Reaper compared to Berserker gear? Yes. Especially on Reaper, but in all World versus World roaming builds, as a power build, Marauder is really good. The reason for that is Marauder gear gives you power and precision main stat. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Power and precision, while it gives you vitality and ferocity secondary stat. Why is that so good? Because on a power build, you want to crit cap or get as close to crit cap as possible. If you have main stat precision, you have a higher chance of crit capping, and you get some vitality on top of it. And 4 stat gears like Marauder, in comparison to Berserker, if you compare like a chest piece that is Berserker and just sum up the stats that you get from Berserker, and if you sum up the Marauder stats from a same ascended gear level, for example, chest piece, you get more stats in total from a Marauder piece because it's a 4 stat gear piece, so you get more value. So the vitality added on top gives you a little bit more defenses, while you get almost the same offensive stats. So that's really good, and that's the important part. A Reaper takes double value from vitality because it scales your health pool and it also scales your life short. So you get, so to say, double the amount of vitality that any other spec would get. So that's why Marauder is like a must on a Reaper. It's really, really good. Those are my settings. I can show it to you, but I also have a settings guide on YouTube. You can check it out there if you want to get a detailed guide about how to use my settings and stuff. I'm currently playing Cold War Strike Mission as a healing chronomancer. Which Dragon Hunter is best, Radial Seal or Virtuous Seal? It depends on the situation. So I have a guide with the longbow version. I think this is the most general option that you could go for on my YouTube channel, but there are values for all of them. I would not go for the one that is like having the Aegis uptime required to deal high DPS, because this is like not very consistent, especially if you're pugging. You will get hit and you lose the Aegis and your DPS is really bad. So I would say I would go for my longbow version on my YouTube channel. I think this is the most general option, but you can easily go for any variant. I think it depends heavily on what content you're doing. Do you think Condi Reaper would benefit well from Viper gear? Is there another thing you recommend? So I have a Condi Reaper guide for group content. This Reaper in particular loses Grieving gear. So Grieving gear gives you power and gives you condition damage, but doesn't give you expertise, whereas Viper gives you expertise. Why do you do that? Because the only condition on a Condi Reaper in a group scenario would be bleeding. So you can easily get the bleeding to 100% without using expertise, so you get more stats, more power in this as well. If you're talking about open world, I would go for Viper. It's really, really good. Yeah. So I have a guide for my open world Reaper. It is really, really good as an open world solo build. This uses Viper. The group Reaper would be using Grieving. Yeah. For open world, I would go with the either Celestial stats if you want to be a bit safer, or you would go for Viper. Yes. Which spec is the best in Revenant? It depends on the game mode you're playing, and it also depends on the role you want to fill. After the balance patch, we have really good healing, alacrity, Vindicator builds, and really good quickness and alacrity DPS with Herald or Renegade respectively. For competitive modes, I would say Renegade is currently the best. Yeah, Renegade is really good in PvP and decently good in World vs. World as well. No problem, Andy, no problem. I want to thank you for your knowledge and guide videos you make. I started as a new player less than 2 weeks ago and you have been an immensely helpful resource. Perfect, that's what I want to hear. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your feedback. And there will be more to come, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer them, not only on stream, but also if you want to join our Discord, you can also ask questions there. And maybe I will even make a video about it if it's worthwhile. I had a lot of recommendations for YouTube videos and people really asked for really hot topics that other new players had as well. So if you have some good recommendations, I'm always open for that as well. You know, I'm a veteran. Sometimes I don't know what the problems are for new player. So just tell me about it. If it's like a really big topic, I will make a video about it. If it's just a small question, I will answer it. Sure. For PvE and raid, I would say probably the best is either Condi Renegade for raiding or Power DPS Vindicator or Healing Vindicator after the patch. But I will do guides about all of them. I have actually guides about the DPS Vindicator and DPS Renegade on my YouTube channel as well. Like I said, just type !build. You will see all the guides there and you can check out which ones are for you. It's also listed which game mode they are in, so it's like a nice spreadsheet, so keep that in mind. No problem, I'm always happy to help. You know, it's not, I just played the game for way too much. If you played the game for that long, you will probably have the same knowledge. It just takes a while, you will get there. And in the meantime, just ask your questions, you know, that's how you learn. If you don't ask any questions, you will not learn. Or learn slower at least. So don't worry, don't be shy. I can, like I said, just I type it for you. Give me a second. Here, just go to the spreadsheet here, and there you will see which kind of build you want to use. The Renegade uses, the Vindicator uses Greatsword, Sword. That's the DPS there. I've been running a rival mech build. What should I move to next without saving too much on my gear? I mean, you can just stick with it. It's a really good build. 40k DPS on a build that is that easy to play and has range DPS. I mean, I wouldn't change it up actually. If you, I mean, you have to tell me what you are looking for, then I can give you some more clear advice there. But I personally think it's safe to stick with it. I was wondering if there would be a good audience for a video series that would go into a bit of detail of the mechanics of the elites within a profession, for example, Necro and the 4 Shrouds. I was thinking about doing something like that regarding the traits. So I would go over all the trait lines and talk to them and talk about my feelings about them and how I would use them, for example, just like I did with the weapons. And when this is done, I would go probably and talk about the mechanics of the elite specs. Yeah. So that we have a full-fledged content series of all the elite specs covering everything. Weapons, traits, and skills. So this would be my goal, but it takes a while to produce this. That's my idea. But I think yours is actually quite nice. I will add that to the list, to my very long list of to-do videos. Yes. Yeah. Thanks again for all the follows, and thanks Xbal Rock for the Prime. Really appreciate it, all the support. You will have higher chances of winning now. You get a little bit higher chances, 3 times the luck in the next upcoming giveaway. So be sure to stick around for that. !enter and ticket, one of those 2 in the chat in Twitch. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. And like I said, subscribers get 3 times the luck. Not too much, but a little bit more. So be sure to enter the giveaway. Welcome Snowdrop, you made it. And instantly getting into the giveaway. That's what we like to see. Is your Discord community also a guild? Yes, you can join the guild or you can join the Discord, or obviously both. So if you want to join the Discord server, just go and look at the description of the YouTube or Twitch stream rather. and you can check it out there. There is a link to it. Or if you want to go for the in-game guild, you can just write me a message in-game. I remember when I first started with Guild Wars 2, carrying Condi was the nicest stats. I used to like the vitality in it. Of course, Vipers is much better. Yeah, that was introduced a little bit later. In the beginning, we didn't have a really good Condi stat, but in the beginning, we also didn't have any Condi builds. That's the interesting part. Condi in the beginning was not stacking. So you only had one burning, one bleeding, one torment. And that meant that Condi builds were not close to playable because those were like not having any DPS. It was really, really bad. So in the beginning, you only could play power, or you could play some Condi builds that are like using really high Condi damage on like 7 different Condis, and it would be okay, but in the beginning it wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. If you joined the Discord already, you can just write me in-game mail to this account or message, and I will invite you to the guild as well. Let you enjoy the content, so don't worry, don't worry. I'm always happy to help. So I guess we will do the strike mission, and then if Snowdrop is up for it, we can do some fractals. No, I'm not forcing anyone to do that. Maybe if Echo Fox is done at some point with the raids, we can do the raids as well. No, I'm joking. Yeah, exactly. Back in the old days, because of this, that like condition damage DPS builds was like not existing at all. We really had some kind of class imbalance. Yeah, that's the problem. We had like builds that were really good with Condi. With power rather, and we had like builds that were just designed to be played as a Condi build, but like Condi did no damage, so why would you pick a Condi build? Yeah, and that's really like back in the old days we had like Necromancer, Ranger, which were not really good at all in PvE, and after a while when they changed this, it was actually okay. So what are we doing here? We have to resurrect them, please. Oh my god, what is this group? 3 people died here just randomly. What? Oh my god, that's like next level here. The guild is called, how is it called? Surma Gaming Community. It's just for the tech SGC. If you understand what it means, then it's funny. If you don't, then it's not that funny, I guess. Oh yes, the heal chrono jail. I wanted to learn some DPS to give a different perspective, or not learn, but show it, case it on stream as well. But I feel like every time I go for a DPS build in strike missions, in fractals and stuff, the healer really is not that good. And I'm really sad about it. And I would rather have a healer here and then I play healer myself. So that's the whole reason why I actually stuck myself into heal chrono jail. Because I really feel like if I don't play the healer, I'm really like getting trust issues in my healer. Yeah. Nice, I can invite you. Just casually inviting you during the boss. Oh, this is so laggy. That's insane. There we go. Welcome to the guild. I feel like the group features and the instancing is so laggy right now. It's so crazy. I really think they have some server issues and maybe some server updates in the background. It's actually very obvious to me that they are maybe doing something for the expansion or something, because that's not usual. They don't have that usually if there's nothing happening. Yeah, Herald is like not that good anymore. Herald is like a decent group support because it has insanely easy quickness uptime. But the DPS of Herald got nerfed so many times, it's really like, Herald is really, really bad. Yeah. Herald, if you go for a DPS build, don't go for Herald. It's really easy as a support in terms of quickness output and stuff, but in terms of DPS, go for Vindicator or Renegade. It's really like Herald, don't play Herald. That's the sad part. I really hope they buff it in the future because it feels so sad. You know, it's such a shadow of its former self. And that's really not feeling that great. the next expansion is quite likely to happen 28th of October. So it will be at the end of October. I'm pretty sure it will be at 28. Yeah. If I only want to use one Celestial gear set for multiple builds, are the plus all stat runes worth it? Yes. So I would say going for either Celestial or Divinity, that's what it's called, Divinity runes, or Leadership runes, or Traveler rune. Those 3 are really, really good, because the 6 bonus actually helps a lot as well, and they are just really good. So I would say yes, they are worth it on Celestial builds, yes. Echo and me did Fractals like a week ago, and we waited 20 plus minutes for an Alacrity DPS since we had a heal Firebrand, and the resulting group was an experience. Let's say it like that. Yeah, I mean, I had like a group. I really can't. I really am like nowadays. I really think like I don't want to have like any quick heal in the group anymore, because I really feel like whenever I type I want a quick healer, I get a Firebrand, and then the Firebrand is so bad that we instantly die, don't have any quickness, and I just think, okay, better going for an Alacrity heal to make sure that we don't get a quickness Firebrand at this point. It's like, I really, really don't want to see a Firebrand, because like 90% of the community's Firebrands that I see in pugging are just not good. That's the sad truth. It's really sad, because Firebrand is really good, but you have to play it correctly. I'm imagining that they have started loading in the new component for next week. I mean, is there new content coming next week? Because I thought it's balance patches, yeah? So is there really new content coming? Maybe you know more than I do, but I think there's nothing new coming. I like the effect of the skills of Herald as well. It was I spammed Herald like crazy when it came out in Heart of Thorns. I was like really crazy one trick of Herald, like insanely back then. It was so cool. I liked it a lot. But it was also really good back then. Nowadays it's like okay, but it's not that crazy good DPS anymore. Is Heal Druid no good anymore? It's really good, Malison, don't get me wrong. It's just, I feel like Chronomancer can do everything that a Druid can do, for the most part, and is really good in Fractals. Yeah, Druid is really good in raids and strike missions, whereas in Fractals, Chronomancer and Firebrand shine more. And therefore, I would rather go for something that is like a Chronomancer and recommend it to all people, because Chronomancer can be played in all types of content, and you will have no problems finding a group. That's the only reason here. Yeah, it's like a Dragoon. Vindicator is like a Dragoon. Exactly, yeah. Compared to the 2015 Firebrand players and Fractals who basically played the game for 5 people at once, it's a disaster. Yeah, I feel like all the people that really were really good at Firebrand back then either quit the game or are now playing Chronomancer. It's like, yeah, the few people that still are in the game that are from back then are now probably playing Chronomancer. It's really like, because it's so good. Yeah. The game modes are highly depending either on the balance of the different game modes and the different specs, but also in some game modes you want to have different utilities and stuff, and some classes can fill that way better than other classes. So, for example, a Druid has really good healing, really good ranged alacrity and stuff, that's really nice, but it has not that frequent stability access. Chronomancer and Firebrand have that, and that's something that you want to have in Fractals, for example. In raids, it's not that important typically. Yeah, but we had a really cool, I don't know if people noticed, but it was like there was an update with the achievements. Last week we got a specific new achievement, and this was actually showing us how many active players from 2018, when Path of Fire came out, that are still playing. So currently, like, I think it's like almost 100k players have logged in that already have played the Path of Fire story and logged in the last 7 days or last 10 days or something. So over 100k veterans are still in the game actively playing. That's quite interesting to see. It's quite interesting. For sure need quickness and alacrity in Fractals, exactly. It was not posted, but you can see that on Guild Wars 2 Efficiency. Guild Wars 2 Efficiency has a tool where you can show how many achievements are fulfilled by a particular part of the community, and it also lists the amount of players that actually have that. You can easily see then how many people actually, so to say, have that completed. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's an interesting thing to see that there are at least 100k players that are still playing the game that have, so to say, Path of Fire story completed, which is not guaranteed nowadays anymore. Exactly, they push the information with the API, which is really interesting because I feel like a lot of new players are in the game. A lot of rather new players started the game in the last 1-2 years, but players that played Path of Fire since then to this date is actually not the highest amount of people anymore, I would say. Stop it. Nice, you are Heroes Band veteran. Very good, very good. 90% of the active player base on the Heart of Fire, Path of Fire expansions, only 30% own Chant Wilds and 60 EOD. Yeah, it's really crazy how little amount of people actually own the Chant Wilds expansion. It's actually crazy because that is actually really telling about the new expansion model, that people don't engage with it as much as the old expansions. Even the active people. That's the crazy part. It's really crazy. I mean, I have the POF done, but I just done it like a few months ago. Yeah, but it's still like you are typically then, I would say, more considered a veteran than someone that just started playing the game because you have the expansion that is like way older. That's why I would say. I wouldn't say you're the most experienced veteran probably, but at least you are a little bit more experienced than someone that just started playing with Chant Wilds. Are there any DPS specs that are heavily based on procs, thinking of an Elemental Shaman from WoW, where there are damage over time or just other mechanics can randomly set the cooldown of a big burst? Not really. Guild Wars 2's elite specs and build designs are really consistent. It's not really like you want to have some lucky procs or some procs and really... That's not that typical. Maybe Dragon Hunter, because Dragon Hunter is really like you want to align all your burst skills in a very small window. Maybe Soul Beast, those two I would say, because they have some crazy burst window where you proc everything all at once and then your damage drops off like a cliff for the next, let's say 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then it spikes back up. But it's still some kind of, I would say, periodic thing and not really frequent. Yeah, but still, yeah. Maybe those two, Dragon Hunter and Soul Beast, I guess, yeah. So many Reaper builds throw stuff like Dragon Demolisher together. Yeah, it's always like you want to get the biggest amount of damage with the most amount of defense in the same kit. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of... Efficiency is not the best metric to measure that, but we don't have any better metrics. So that's why we actually don't have it. Yeah, that's completely true. The statistic is skewed, I get it, but it's the best we have. That's the problem. That's why I'm saying at least 100,000 accounts, because there are definitely more than that, but there can't be less, I would say. Of course, there might be double accounts, but people that have played the POF story and logged in on their account now, it's not that high. I think not a lot of people played the POF story on multiple accounts. Why would you do that? Typically, you don't do that. But I guess, yeah. Yeah, 120 now. Very good, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Ranger, Willbender actually has that as well. So Willbender would also be like that, very spammy with procs. That's true, good point. Yeah. So what am I playing actually? I guess I'm playing the same thing. I don't know if that's correct, but let's see. The thing I dislike about the expansion system in this game is that I absolutely hate story in MMOs because maps, currency, weapons are locked behind expansions. You kind of have no choice. I'm personally totally with you. I really am with you, Salt, there. I think one of the worst things in MMOs for me is if I have to play all of the story to get to a specific thing. I really want to play the game, have fun, and not listen to NPCs talking for all the time. There might be exceptions where the story is really good, but I still enjoy the combat much more than having to listen to an NPC for 10 hours. So I'm totally with you there. So I really think it's a little bit annoying if you lock all the stuff behind the story. But the cool part about Guild Wars 2's story and stuff is all the stuff, or most of the stuff, is like in the first mission. So if you play, for example, Path of Fire, and you want to get to the new maps, it's like you will get there after the first mission. So there are like 30 missions or something, and you only have to do the first to actually get to the new map. Yeah. So this is the cool part, but it's in the same vein, obviously requiring you to play the story at least a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there, Keyword. Yeah. An interesting stat would be how many new accounts have been registered on efficiency since a particular date. You could at least cross-reference some numbers. Yeah, I agree. That would be really interesting. I think they should do more of those statistics, but I'm not sure if ArenaNet wanted them to release those numbers, if they even have them. Because I really feel like if they would show how many players they have, it might affect the game in a way that they don't want it to be affected. So I think it would be a really interesting metric. I'm not sure if it's a metric that we actually want to, as the player, want to have in the game, because it might actually negatively affect the new player behavior. But I think it's really interesting to at least have the option to see that, yeah. Ooh, that was close. People. Yeah, you can get the new stuff without playing the story, that's true. But if you want to, for example, get to the new map or something and just want to explore the map or something, this is not possible without getting into the story first a bit. Yeah, I think the story instances, I'm not a big fan of the story instance in Guild Wars 2. I'm totally with you there, yeah. Nice, you skip Kadim 1. That seems like a really good group then. Yes, I think that's the cool part. If you play competitive modes just a little bit, you actually get a very decent amount of value from the new expansions without having to play the story. That's really cool. So if you're a competitive mode enjoyer, you actually don't get punished a lot. But if you're a PvE player that wants to get to the new map, that might be a little bit painful then. If you at least only want to play the new map and not go for the story. A stat on how many people are efficiency members may not tell as much as we hope. I'm amazed at how many people don't know about efficiency or refuse to join. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the player base of Guild Wars 2 is really like they play the game. They don't want to use any third-party tools. And those players will never join efficiency. So even if it's really good, people don't want to join this one. So yeah, I would totally agree with you, Gail, there. I think it's actually probably quite skewed this in terms of how many players are on efficiency in terms of the overall player base. But at least we get some numbers that way. Even if they are completely skewed, at least we get some benchmark, ballpark of it. Yeah. The new fish mini game is really cool, yeah. The salmon run. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, welcome back then. Welcome back after 5 years. Hopefully you enjoy the game now. Thanks for all the follows. So after this, we will do the next giveaway winner drawing. So be sure to join, !enter or ticket in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get triple the luck. 125 gold are on the line. So be sure to join before this boss is over so that you have the chance of winning. Yeah, I mean, the spear you have, I think the spear is really, I think if the spear is like the biggest selling feature of Chanterwalds. You know, if they wouldn't have the spear in there, I think like only 5% of the player base would have bought Chanterwalds. I'm not joking. It's really like not that good in that sense. It's not that worth it for a lot of people to purchase Chanterwalds because the maps, I think, are good. You get good content, but you have so much other content, very easy to farm and very good to play. I think Chanterwalds is really the big selling point is the spear. That's just baseline true. That is actually, I'm not sure if that's still possible to go for the salmon run, because I think that back in the day they really used portals and stuff to skip it. I'm not sure if I can actually compete with that. That would be a really interesting goal. Maybe we have to do some salmon run, I don't know, competition and say who gets world first or how's it called? Lifetime worlds first, whatever. This person gets 1k gold or something. That would be interesting. Would be interesting. Thanks for all the follows. Really appreciate it. Salmon run CM. Ooh, that would be crazy. And then have some, have it a requirement for the new legendary backpack or something like that. That would be like, that would be good in the forum then, you have to get the CM done. You can't buy it, you have to do it. That would be like, I would like that. The panic in the forums, that would be insane. I would like that a lot. It's so good. everyone would do it, and like everyone would complain how hard it is. And it's impossible to get the new legendary. It would be so good. I'm joking here. I mean, I'm not good at Simon Run either, but it's like, I feel like the open world community grant is always like, everything is just a grind. Nothing will fail ever. And that's something that I think the Simon Run would teach them, that you have to at least try a little bit more often and not think everything works the first time you do it. Would be a fun experience, but they will never do that. Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Running around in a circle and screaming, I can't get it. So good. Yeah, it would be really cool competition, I guess. So there we go. Let's see. I think we will not be able to all GG. It's never happening. Never happening. Oh, 2 more? No. 1 more? Come on. Please, last one. No, no, it's too hard. It's officially too hard for people to read the chat. Oh, we got it. Oh my god, we got it done. Very good. It's so good. I remember they complaining about how deeply the siege turtle was buried in EOD. Yeah, it was so good. You know, you had to do the KO CM, the KO strike mission, not CM normal mode. Kaineng Overlock strike mission. You had to do it to get the turtle. And this is like not the easiest strike mission, I would say, in normal mode. And people had to do it to get the turtle. Nowadays, you don't have to do it, but back then it was so good. It was so good. People were actually selling the normal mode of a strike mission. And they actually, this is so good. It's so crazy. If you GG at the end, you get 3 more of those blue spirit or prophet shards. So 3 more. It's not too much, but I guess it's better than nothing. Nice, an ascended weapon. I will add that to my collection. I had the skin already, like my 500. It's very good. I will use that for sure. So it's time for the giveaway. I hope you're all entered. Let's see who wins. I didn't see your question, so sorry, the chat is sometimes, especially with the giveaways, moving too fast. So if you have a question that didn't get answered, just write them again. Sorry. Was no mean intention here. So just write it again. I'm sorry, Wurst. Okay. Let's wait a bit and close the giveaway. Okay, closing giveaway now. And we will draw the winner. And it's your Wurst. Congrats. Kek W lollipop, correct. It's very good, you won. Stop the count. Yes, I should stop the count, very good point. There we go, it should work now. That's like the ultimate winner, you know, someone that actually I skipped the question and now you actually win the giveaway. That's like perfect, you know. Congrats to you. Just came back after a long Guild Wars break. What build do you recommend to a gamer dad who just wants to have fun? I would recommend Reaper. You know, Reaper is so good. Power Reaper, easy build, very strong, very tanky, very fun. Just Reaper, really, really good. Yes, I just drew. Yes, you can see it. Oh, you can't. One sec. Why can't you see it? So, I don't know. Sometimes the giveaway is weird. Doesn't show up. Give me a second. Yeah, it's Worst Peter. That's Worst Peter X1. So it's the guy that just asked a question. Sorry for all the others, but you have 1 more chance today and we have multiple chances tomorrow as well. So don't worry about it. Just send me your account name first and I will send you the gold. So give me your account name and I will send you the 125 gold. And then we can already start the next giveaway. Just your guild was 2 account name. Very good. There we go. Congrats again. And then I will set up the next giveaway. Give me a second. In the meantime, Snowdrop, if you're already there, we can actually go for the fractal run. You can just set up the group if you want. I will set up the giveaway. There we go. Echo Fox was instantly the first person to enter. Good job there. There we go. Very good. It's working now. Why is it not visible? So weird. Give me a second. I just don't worry. You all are in. Yeah, it's really laggy. I don't know what's happening today. The whole LFG, party finding, instant joining, everything is completely buggy. I don't know what's the problem today. Welcome, Dosmos. Welcome, welcome. I mean, I don't want to wait for 45 minutes. I'm sorry, Echo Fox, because it will take like 1 hour, a little bit longer, depending on how fast we are. And I don't have to, I can't stream for that long. So I'm sorry. Tomorrow you can join. We will do it tomorrow again. Don't worry. And we will also do more giveaways tomorrow. So don't worry, guys. I just don't know why my giveaway overlay is not showing. It's so weird. It's just stopped working. Yeah, I mean, it should probably stick around if it's like an RTI organized group. It's really like you don't want to make the people annoyed at you, I guess. Yeah, actually, I think it's really weird. It stopped just working when I drew the giveaway winner. It was really like, I would really like to show. I don't know why it's just stopped working, the giveaway overlay. I really don't know what the issue is. Let's check. Give me a second while we find someone for our quick DPS. I can try to get this going again. Welcome, Pupsy Mousy. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Exclamation mark enter. Now it shows. What is going on? I don't know. It just takes forever. Maybe everything is laggy. Not the only Guild Wars 2. Maybe my overlay as well. So you can join the giveaway. Exclamation mark enter or ticket in the Twitch chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. And you have, if you are a subscriber, you actually get triple the amount of luck. We are drawing the winner in a while, like in 1 hour or something. 125 gold are on the line. Thanks for all the follows, really appreciate it. It's really hot. It's really hot. Yes. But the thing is, actually, Guild Wars 2 is lagging really hard, and it's not only for me. So it's not my PC that is the problem. I think it's just the Overlord was lagging, but Guild Wars 2 is lagging as well. I think their servers have big problem. Lots of people running in to get Dragon Bash right away. Maybe, but I mean, typically they don't have server issues, even at expansion launch. It's just really the LFG is lagging. So everything, joining a group and stuff is really laggy. And also entering instances and stuff is laggy. And sometimes I couldn't even enter the instance at all. It was completely bugged. So, yeah. Let's see, this will be a really spicy run. So we have one person that has no KP. So we will see if that's actually, if that works out well for us or not. We will see. Never play on patch day. Dragon Bash plays Dragon Smash with server. Yeah, I think that might be true, but I'm pretty sure it's actually not the festival itself, because they just toggle a switch and it's on. I think it's probably some maybe the next week's patch or some preparation for that one, or maybe it's the expansion preparation that they are doing in the background. Maybe they even try something for whatever unannounced project they are working on, something like that. We don't know, but I'm pretty sure it will not be. Yeah. You just smash the dragons and you don't know why you're doing it? Yes, that's how I feel with the Chantia Wild story. Killing mobs for no reason that I don't even know what happened. Yeah, I can feel you. Yeah. We will see. Yeah, maybe this guy does the highest amount of damage. We will see. I mean, at least we have someone that actually knows killing people with power DPS here and switching to Firebrand later or something. Hopefully, I'm not sure if you will play Dragon Hunter in this fractal at the boss, because that seems like a death sentence. I'm not sure that will be the best thing to do, but we will see. Candy corn is the best use. Either you sell it or you get the candy corn gobbler and use it to get boosts. That's the best thing to actually get. Really, it was lagging last Dragon Bash as well. Maybe there's something going on. Really, I don't know. That could be interesting. Yeah, maybe they have some server issues before the patch as well. I don't know. I'm just saying now I noticed the issues very much. I got an invent, saw the dragon, smashed the dragon. Don't worry. Just do the achievements and get the smashing going and you will be fine. You get some rewards for that. That's how it works. So let's go for some pre-stacking. And let's see how it goes. So we can do bets in the chat. So how long will this player last? Will we be able to carry them, or will this player die in the first split phase or whatever? We will see. For now, nobody died. That's already a good sign, I have to admit. Bonk. Yes, let's see if there will be bonking. For now, it looks actually quite decent. I mean, the DPS is quite shit because it's really it's not Firebrand, but it's really Dragon Hunter. But yeah, I mean, I guess if they do the mechanics, I'm okay with having a fire instead of a Firebrand or Dragon Hunter here. That's okay if the mechanics are done properly. No one dies. That's okay. Okay, we get another split phase. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to talk, especially about fractals and stuff. But I'm trying to be not grieving my group while still reading chat, so keep that in mind. How much KP did you search for? So we asked for 5k, and apparently this person has 2k, and said in chat they wrote they don't have any KP. So I'm not sure what they are thinking that KP are, but apparently they have more than they actually said, which is really weird. But for now, it's actually okay. We don't have a big issue here. Thanks for the follows. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to join the giveaway if you just came to the chat. Giveaway for 125 gold is currently going on. If you're a Twitch follower, you have a chance to win if you enter !enter a ticket in the chat. Subscribers get 3 times a lock. I'm not mean. I'm just saying Firebrand is like way superior. Why would you swap to a Dragon Hunter here? This is like the worst possible DPS, I would say here, because you're really melee focused. You are just grieving yourself by, I don't know, not having any good ranged attacks for the most part. But for now, it's okay. I don't want to be mean. You know, just saying the facts here. The Dragon Hunter is not a good choice for this fractal. You can play ranged DPS, that's completely fine. But a melee DPS? Oh my god, I'm not sure if I can kill this in time. That was way too close. Okay, no one died. We're good. We're golden. Yeah, Firebrand is really good. Firebrand is really good because you can play it as a healer, you can play it as an offensive DPS, you can play it as a just DPS in general. So Firebrand is really underrated to be played in all game modes actually, I would say, as you don't have to play heal Firebrand all the time. You can play it as a DPS as well. It's really, really good. Okay, give me. Oh, very good. No, I didn't go in CS. No, that's okay. Move out. Very good. I mean, so far, I mean, it's actually okay. I mean, the DPS is not that great, but no one died yet, so I think this is okay. If someone asks friendly for letting us give them a try, I think that's okay. I'm not too concerned about this run now. So if you ask nicely, I'm always happy to carry you or to actually give you a chance of proving yourself worthwhile. So don't worry. My main issues that I have with MMOs is inability to stick with a single class. Oh, I feel you. But in Guild Wars 2, you can just easily switch in your classes. Oh, no, we don't. Now we get all the boons. Now it's actually a little bit painful, I have to admit. So sticking to a class in Guild Wars 2, at least one class to level 80, I would say, is the most important thing. After that, you can easily switch your classes, but you should really get one class to it. Just play one that you enjoy a lot. After that, you will be completely fine, I would say, in terms of switching classes to what you enjoy. That's what I'm doing all the time, and you will be completely fine. The gearing can be a little bit annoying in the beginning, but as soon as you get some ascended gear and can switch it around, it's actually quite fine as well. So, which do you think would give me the most return for learning the class for PvE open world, eventually higher level fractals when I'm good? Scrapper, Renegade, Herald, or Soul Beast? I would say probably Renegade. I think Renegade is really good in open world. Renegade is really good in fractals. So I would say Renegade is really good. Scrapper is a very good secondary choice, I would say, but it's I would say not as broken in open world as Renegade is. So I would go for Renegade, but that's just my personal taste. If you're an engineer enjoyer, go for Scrapper. I would not go for Soul Beast. I think Soul Beast is very good, but is only DPS. You can't fill some support roles there, and that's what in fractals is often very helpful. So that's why I would go for those two. Yeah. Scrapper is good as well, yes. I would say if you only want Scrapper and don't want Engie with mech and stuff, then I would say Scrapper is not that good, but if you want to engineer in general, then I would go with Scrapper and Mechanist, and then you are really good. Then I would say I would go for Engineer. But if you're really only Scrapper, then I would say Renegade is a little bit better. Oh my god, I think I'm dead. No, okay. That was a close call here, but it's okay. First time you play a Revenant will drive you batty through the Legends. Yeah, I mean the Legends is something very, very interesting. If you either you like it a lot or you will hate it, but the Legends are very unique to Revenant, that much is for sure. I think Mechanist is very decent as a healer, but I think Alacrity heal Mechanist got a little bit power crept, or nerfed so much that the other elite specs are just a little bit better. I think it's not the best healer anymore. It was crazy healer, but it's now an okay healer, but not the best pick anymore. So keep that in mind. Welcome, Final One. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a nice day. Can you tell me how much DPS I need to do in percent from the benchmark without food and utilities? So if you have full Ascended gear and you don't have food and utilities and you get the rotation perfectly down and have, even if you have infusions and stuff, then I would say going for, yeah, probably like 90% of the benchmark, something like that. Nah, maybe like 85%, something like that is realistic. If you have no infusions, no food, no utility consumables, 85, something like that should be reachable if you have full Ascended gear. If you don't have the food and don't have utility, but you have the infusions, then I would say 90%. Yeah. I think Engineer's shortbow is amazing. It's really cool, but I think it's better played on a Scrapper than on a Mechanist. I think Mechanist, oh my god. This guy is grieving me. Yeah, so I think Mechanist is really like a little bit overshadowed as a healer. It's not as good anymore as it once was. It's just the sad truth. Oh my god, we get so many eye mechanics. I mean, DPS is quite bad, actually, I have to say, in this group. But it's okay. If we get the kill here first time, I'm happy with that. Snowdrop is carrying the DPS. That's what we can say here for sure. But we did it. That's the good part here. Let's see how many achievement points we get here. No, I'm not mean. I don't do that. Electran is good. Is my go-to for fractals, but I used to do heal elec sometimes. Heal elec mech sometimes. I would hate to try it now and kill everyone. I think heal elec mech is not that good. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Yeah, I agree. But I would say heal elec mech is like B tier for me now as a healer. Typically B, low A tier. It's not as good as it once was, especially if you compare to Chronomancers, which is obviously way more insane. So we go for CC, I guess. Oh no, pay no gain. Okay. I think it works well for both. Obviously, it's great on Scrapper for the blast finisher, but it still provides heal barrier for Elecmech. I would say you're right. I think shortbow is a really underrated weapon, and it works probably okay on mech as well. I agree. What? I just got kicked. What? What is going on with the LFG today? What? I think multiple people got kicked actually. What? What? That's actually insane. What are they doing in the background? Crazy. Absolutely insane. Yeah, that happens if you play healer. Yeah. Yeah, we are kicked and then joined back. It's crazy. Yeah, I think Scrapper is just better because it also provides super speed. It provides a lot of quickness and a lot of other boons, whereas Mechanist is just a little bit clunky to play in my opinion. I don't like Mechanist as a healer too much because it feels like the mech is a little bit annoying to deal with, and it doesn't provide that much value for the most part. So that's just my take. Obviously that doesn't mean, oh my god, I couldn't get it. It's fine, we get the CC anyway because we have a Dragon Hunter. No, I'm joking. Snowdrop did more CC than the Dragon Hunter. I think we shouldn't actually have gone for the CC here because I'm not sure if we actually get the damage down. Yeah, I think Heal Scrapper is really underrated. I wouldn't say it's like an S tier build as a healer at the moment, because it's competing against Chronomancer, and that's just a really, really good class to play right now. But I think it's a really good healer. It's really underrated. Okay, we got the healing. Do we get a portal? Nice, we get a portal. I would, yeah, healing mech is not that high intensive for a healer, yes, I guess. But I would also say healing on a mechanist is, yes, not as high intensity, but you have to always be aware of your position and your mech's position. So if you lose track for once, you might lose all your alacrity and stability uptime. And that's not something that you want to have. So always know where your mech is. And that's why I would say it's not as low intensity, even though it has low APM. It is, you have to be more aware than other builds. I don't even know why we died here. I actually don't know what happened. I really don't know. Snowdrop happened to me as well. Yeah, Scrapper can res. Scrapper is really, really good. I think that's like a very good utility. The super speed and the resing and just the blast finishes and stuff can be really, really good. I agree. Yeah. I'm supposed to have 2 sets of Ascended Gear, one for Fractal with Agony and then the other with World vs. World infusions. I mean, yes and no. If you play World vs. World and Fractals on the same character, then you should do it, something like that if you want to do it. But if you want to do it like me, for example, then you would probably go for multiple characters, one World vs. World character, one PvP, one PvE character or something like that. Then you can easily do it like that. So I play Druid, Spirit, Support Druid in PvP, but I can't carry no matter how good I play. What other supports would you recommend playing? So I would probably go for Support Tempest with Staff or Support Chronomancer. Those two are probably the best to play right now in Conquest, that is. Yeah, so those two I would probably go for. Yeah. Yeah, Mechanist, I think Mechanist is really outclassed by other builds. I think if you want to play a healer on Engineer, go for Scrapper personally. I mean, to be honest, at some point I actually assume a lot of times that my players are not that good and I go for the, so to say, safe pick all the time. I'm not joking. That's what I do a lot of times. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. Heal Holo is not viable. Sorry, Echo Fox, I'm really sorry. You don't provide any quickness or alacrity, so it's just not playable. Even if it was, the traits would not support it. Yeah, I think maybe, yeah, true. Maybe you would have to set it to avoid combat, but that also feels like a really weird gimmick that you have to set the mech to avoid combat. Please don't cheat, Chi. That will be a title run. Oh no. Yeah, you can heal yourself with heat therapy, but the problem is you can't heal others. That's the problem. And as a healer, you should probably also heal others, you know? So that's like, I think there is some skewed thinking going on here. If you only want to heal yourself as a healer. Yeah. Is there anything good on Dragon Bash event? I mean, it's a new thing to do, or if you didn't do it before, but it's not like insane amount of value. You get some new skins there, and it's a little bit fun to do some Dragon Arena bashing, but that's about it. It's not really like a big event. It's fine. I always take full CC abilities. I will carry. What's the easiest DPS class? I would say it's Reaper. Power Reaper is really good. Or Rival Mech. So those two are really good as a DPS. Dr. Wettler, I hope you understood my English there. Even though you were asking in German. Title run, yes. That's not what we announced, but apparently that's what we get. Title run. Yeah, we get a good chunk of Wizards Vault points. I guess that's something good. Yeah, good point. And we get some new skins, of course. That's like a given, I would say, for a new festival, or returning festival, rather. I would say Power Rival Mechanist. This is really, really good, really easy to play, and just spamming ranged order text. It's really, really nice as well. So those two builds I would highly recommend. But I have a low intensity tier list just released last week, so you can check that out as well. So those would be my top picks for you as well. So check out the tier list just on my YouTube channel if you were looking for it. Oh my god, the DPS is so bad. So now, moment of truth. Can I CC? Nice, we got the CC. Power Virtuoso, Illusion, Straight Line, or Dueling? You would go for Dueling as a Power Virtuoso. Domination, Dueling. Yes, that's you want to get the Fury. And that stuff, yes. Illusions is decent, but it's not necessary on a Power Virtuoso. I have a build guide about that as well. Just type ! builds and you can check it out. Nice, very good. Don't worry, don't worry. What is happening here? So, title run. Most scuffed title run in existence. Yeah, the dragon chests sell very well, but it's not. I think the farming of them is not really like very lucrative in the long run. It's decent right now, but I'm not sure if that's like the most insane value for the long run. So now I have to CC like crazy. Okay, so I have to. How do I set it up? Like I have everything prepared, and CCing like this. CCing like this. Nice, we got the CC. Very good. You did the DPS CC. I like it. I like it. 100k CC in this run. That's like the highest I've ever had, I think, in a fractal. Over 100k CC, as you can see here. It's very long as well. We have no DPS, I think. That's the problem here. 45 boon corrupts as well, or boon steals. You see, 60 cleanses. Oh, that comes into my compilation. Yeah, Heal Chrono compilation. That's a good one. We did it. Easy. Easy. Thanks, Ibrahims. Thanks. It is a nice stream right now. Yeah, they got like 30 achievements points or something, like 25 from our run already. I'm new to CM fractals and it's more fun with mechanics. For sure, it's really fun. I will also do more fractal commentary and guides coming very soon. So be sure to check that out on my YouTube channel, where I talk specifically and guide you through the fractal in a specific healer POV or DPS POV coming up very soon. 45 chests, 12 gold. That sounds good. That's good. Yeah, good farm. But always keep in mind, like you have to compete against like 30 gold per hour of doing normal meta events and stuff. That's like the. Oh no, do we get kicked now again? Don't worry, it was a joke. I don't care if someone actually doesn't die. It's fine, you know. I like to help them. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. No pain, no gain here. That's very good. Yeah, flashbang changes actually are quite big. I'm not sure if that's a really good thing, but that's what we get, I guess. Okay, don't forget we have a giveaway currently going on. ! Enter in the Twitch chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. If you are a subscriber, you have 3 times the chance. Sorry for all my YouTube viewers. This is like for the celebration of my Twitch milestone of 1k followers. So that's why we're celebrating a little bit of a giveaway. We will do so tomorrow again, so don't worry if you don't win today. We will do it tomorrow again. Do we have any portal? Yes, we have. I'm 1 month into the game. It's my first MMO ever. I can do almost all of the PvE content. I mean, it's good. It's good. If you have any specific question, let me know. I'm always happy to answer. Yeah, I think that works quite fine, Ibrahim. Don't worry. I think that works quite fine. Yeah. But like I said, if you have any detailed question about something, always ask. You can also join our Discord server or our guild. We have always people that help there. Yeah, don't worry. If it said you failed to enter the giveaway, Echo Fox, that means that you're already in the giveaway. Yeah, so you can't enter multiple times. I don't want to have multiple chances for the same person. What do you think is the best DPS spec for Fractal CMs? It depends on the CM. So in like 99 and 98 CM, I would say Alacrity DPS or Spectre, Condi Spectre is really, really good as a DPS. And for Power Fractals, I would say if you have a really good group, Soul Beast is the best option. If you don't have a crazy good group, I would say the best option is Dragon Hunter and Scrapper. Those two are really good as well. Or Power Virtuoso even. So it's like Soul Beast is really good if you have a really good support with you. If you don't have that, then going for Scrapper is probably the safest bet. Yeah. Because you provide a lot of safe barrier, you have crazy good DPS, and just a lot of utility with the super speed. Very helpful. That's my take there. So don't forget to open the portal here. I was curious about World vs. World, but many builds feel complicated and I feel disencouraged. Is there a simple build that think you would work for me? That's the problem. That's the problem. World vs. World is you play against other players. You know, you can't make a very simple build in World vs. World and expect to win against a build that is very complicated. So yes, you can go do that and try to play a simple build, but you can't expect to win most of the matchups because people that play more complicated builds that are better in that sense, if you play it well, they will probably win because that's just how competitive game modes work. So I have some easy builds on my YouTube channel. For example, I would say you could play Celestial Harbinger, which is not too bad. It's actually okay to be played, but it's even then it's not that easy to play. It's like you always competing against another human being, and that is not always the easiest thing to do. That's just the sad truth here. So be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I have some guides there, but all of them are, you have to have skill. That's the thing. So that's my only tip that I can give you. Just stick to a build, try to perfect it and the playstyle of it, do enjoy it, and you will at some point reach master level, so to say, that you mastered it very well and you will actually be able to kill other players with it. Just stick to it, train, don't give up. That's my tip there. Yeah, glad that you watch my YouTube stuff. I'm always happy to hear that. And if you have any comments, let me know. I'm always happy if I get some feedback to my stream, YouTube, whatever. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, in Zergs, supporting is really good because in Zergs, a lot of supports are helping. You know, it's typically like having 3 to 4 supports in a Zerg group and just 1 or 2 DPS per party. That's really a good thing. And that's why I would say learning a support in Zerg play is really good. But for roaming, I would say going for some kind of easier build, it might be hard to find that. Roaming is always very, you have to actually self-understand it, yeah. So let's go for some buffs and let's go. I play Condi Engie too from time to time, and it falls short compared to other Condi builds. Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. I can also reflect. It's fine. I think we need a lot of reflex for this fight. I'm not sure if Snowdrop always can do that, to be honest. Because we don't have the highest DPS. So let's see how it goes. We lost our quick DPS. Hopefully we have enough. No, we don't list. We lost our Reaper. What am I saying? What am I talking about? I lost the Berserker. That's okay. Ooh. So Dragon Hunter is the best power build for CM Fractals. Do you have a video? Yes, I have a tier list on how to play which builds are the best for Fractals. I have also a guide for the Dragon Hunter that I'm mentioning in this video. And I would say Scrapper is coming up very soon as a build guide as well, which is my top pick for pugging Fractals as a... So yes, I have everything like that on my YouTube channel. Just check it out. Yes. Reaper is quite good in Zerg play. It's, I would say, also decent in Zerg play, in roaming rather. But I would say in roaming, Harbinger is better. That's my take there. That might not be true for everyone. It depends a bit on your playstyle, but I personally think Harbinger is superior in roaming. Thief, yeah. I mean, what can I say? Thief is in a weird spot. Spectre is really good in all game modes, but that's sadly about it. The other specs are decent, don't get me wrong, they are decent, but they are not like absolutely broken like other specs. It's really like Spectre is the thing that shines the most, and this is like the most important thing actually about Thief, sadly right now. Was close. I need some healing for Snowdrop. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the H is actually quite easy to play. It's not the easiest, I would say, but it's quite easy to play. It's easier to play than Soul Beast, for example, and I would say it's well worth learning. Yeah, it depends a bit on the build. So the H's build is actually way harder to play than the non-H's build, but I personally think going for the longbow one is actually the safest bet in Fractals. So I would highly recommend learning that. It's a really good pick for the power Fractals and for normal tier 4 Fractals obviously as well. So don't underestimate how good this one is. Daredevil is okay, but I think Spectre is absolutely broken. But sadly only in Condi Fractals. That's the sad truth here. It's sadly only really good in Condi Fractals. You can't really play a power Spectre in PvE. Spectre will be probably quite good after the patch, even better than it already is, yes. So, let's go. I mean, the important thing is in PvE, every single class, every single elite spec can be played. It's not really, I really want to mention that here. It's like playing every single class, every elite spec can succeed to the highest level of challenge. Yeah, keep that in mind. It's really not that important to how can I say, to play the most meta pick. It's really not. But you might have an easier time playing a different spec, for example. For example, if you're going for a Deadeye DPS that is not the unload Deadeye, it might be a little bit more of a challenge than going for a Reaper. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's unplayable. It's not. It's playable for sure. Keep that in mind. Longbow, in my opinion, is very useful in Fractals because sometimes you have to range, especially in a puck group, or you have to get some more cleave down. I think Longbow is a really good pick right now on Dragon Hunter. Yes. Yes, you have some Fractals that are, I wouldn't say meant to be played as a Condi Fractal, but they are requiring you to move out of the group and stack in some kind of, how is it called? Away from the group. And this is typically power builds in Guild Wars 2. This is a really weird thing. Typically power builds are favoring melee, whereas Condi builds are favoring ranged. So typically on some Fractals, the challenge modes in particular, you really want to have a build that is capable of ranging the boss. So dealing some range damage. And there you want to have a Condi build typically. So like Condi Harbinger, Condi Virtuoso, and Condi Spectre. Yeah. And in the other Fractals, like those are only 99, 98 CM. All the other Fractals are power Fractals where you want to have a Dragon Hunter, a Soul Beast, a Scrapper, something like that. Power Virtuoso. So keep that in mind. It's really dependent on the Fractal. Oh my god. The DPS of the boss, it's crazy. Rival data is really strong if you can play it effectively. Yes, it is really strong, but it's also very niche because it has only one damage. So it's really single target DPS. And that's a problem for, oops, sorry, forgot to do it. It's a problem for some Fractals where you need to have a lot of cleave, and Fractals are typically way more mob focused than having a single boss. Yeah, strike mission raids, you have typically way easier time of having a single boss, so to say, standing there. In Fractals, you have way more often the case that you actually have players and more enemies around them, so you can't really focus on the one boss, or if you can, you will lose a lot of cleave, so keep that in mind. Would you suggest getting started with 100 CM? Feeling stuck doing CM 100 now? I would say I did it quite a while ago, and I now did it again on stream, or not on stream rather, but I did it quite a lot of times now, and I think it's actually quite easy to get into. It's just you need a decent DPS. That's really important. If your DPS players are decent, it's actually really easy. I think the 100 CM is not too hard to get into. You just need a decent DPS. If you don't have a decent DPS, it's almost undoable. That's the problem. It's really the only boss where you have a DPS check on there. That's the problem. Is Virtuoso better than Chrono for DPS? Yes, it is. It's way better. Because it has burst damage, whereas Condi or Chronomancer in general, Power Chronomancer, it's just very slow ramp up time and it's not really good. Yes. How about the Power Ref spec support ones? So we have a Power Vindicator, which is really good, and we have a Support Vindicator after the patch, and we have a Power Alacrity Renegade and a Power Renegade. Those are really good. I wouldn't play Power Herald, that's not that good. So you have decent options there as well. Type exclamation mark builds, you will see my YouTube guides about those. Yeah, single target DPS, like for example a Deadeye with Rival, is like, don't play that one in Fractals. It's really like you will lose a lot of damage and it will just be a very bad time for your whole group. So don't do that. Play some cleaving DPS that is like having easy time in multi-boss fights like Molten, just in general in Fractals, yeah. Yeah, it has piercing, but that is not that easy to actually use in a lot of situations, just because it's like, how can you make piercing work if there are 5 enemies standing in all across the room? It's impossible to make that work in at least a very smart way. So keep that in mind. But it's like, obviously you can do it. It's not complete garbage, but it's definitely way worse than all the other specs that Thief has access to. Even a staff, Daredevil is probably a better choice there. So keep that in mind. Quick Dagger with Staff Dagger is good for Fractals. It's okay, but I would say at this point, yeah, I think it's okay. Don't get me wrong, it's okay. But I would say if you have the option to swap away from a Thief as a DPS, if you're not playing Daredevil, then I would say do so. Daredevil is really the go-to power option in Fractals, I would say. Exactly, you need a decent gluttony and then will it actually be fine. Yeah. I totally agree there. No, we lost our Guardian. Can we get the rest here? Yes, we can. We lost the... No, we lost the Harbinger. Can we get it? No, we can't. I'm struggling to focus. I think Gluttony Willbender is really good. If you can deal nice DPS as a Willbender, then you will carry your group on a Gluttony power DPS build, and you will be really, really good. And then it will probably be not an issue if your healer keeps your group alive. I'm not joking. I think 100 CM is actually a little bit overrated how hard it is. For lower Fractals, power is better due to short DPS phases. Exactly. Exactly like Pupsy puts it. Very good. Quickness DPS Berserker will actually be quite good after the patch because it will actually have a higher DPS uptime. So it will be, or quickness uptime than before, way higher. So it will be actually a really decent pick in strikes and Fractals, strikes and raids rather. But it will not be a good pick for Fractals because it has single target attacks with the, how's it called, with the, how's it called? The burst skill, I don't know how it's called. The, not eviscerate, the other one. Whatever, the X primal burst skill. Yes, this one is really important that you hit it all the time and it's single target. So you don't have a lot of cleave with the X. So that's why you would typically not have a quickness DPS Berserker in your group there. How is dueling better than illusions for Power Virtuoso and PvP? The dueling traits are shit. For PvP, I would agree that you would play illusions. Yes. For PvP, I would say you probably play... I don't know. It depends. it depends on the build. I have a build guide on my YouTube channel that I would recommend you to, so check it out with exclamation mark builds. You can check that one out, Dosmos. So I'm not sure which version you would run there, but I would say I agree. I think the illusions is probably the safer bet because the traits there are way more useful. I would so domination, illusions, virtuoso is probably the way to go. But I was talking before about PvE virtuoso. PvE virtuoso, power virtuoso. That's what I was talking about with the how's it called? With the dueling traits. Yes. Nice, you did it, Echo Fox. You did it. What's going on? Why did we chief? What are you guys doing? Oh my god. What's going on? Now we did it. Okay. Yeah, the burst is not that good. That's true. That's true. Welcome, Dako. Returning player, how is Revenant? Mainly Herald in PvP and PvE? I would say in PvP it's actually decent. In PvE, I would say Herald is a safe pick. Oh my god, what are you doing, guys? Please. What's going on? Yeah, for PvE, I would say Herald is in a decent spot as a quickness, very defensive quickness DPS, but I would say it's more PvP pick. Yeah. So let's go. We will draw the winner after this fractal, I guess. Yes. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. So yes, we will draw the winner after this fractal, so don't worry. Just a few more minutes and then we draw the winner. So if you haven't entered yet, exclamation mark enter or ticket in the Twitch chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Subscribers get 3 times the luck. If you type exclamation mark GG in raids or fractals, you will actually instantly die. So you can reset the fight, you can do some skips there, stuff like that. That's a very helpful tool if you want to do a fast run of a fractal, because not all the time you want to wait for a respawn or something to happen. So that's why this is a really good thing. Thanks for all the follows, really appreciate it. There we go. The other elite specs of Revenant are really good. Renegade is really good in fractals and has a good DPS build for raids and strike missions. And Vindicator has a really good healing build after the patch next week. And it will also be a really good, or is a really good DPS pick right now. So I would go for Vindicator or Renegade if you had the choice. I think Herald is more of a competitive mode pick. It is not the best option right now in PvE, I would say. It just got power crept or nerfed too much. So keep that in mind. But you can still play it. Like I said before, every single elite spec, every single class can be played in every single type of PvE. You will be able to clear the most challenging content in the game with every class, every elite spec. So keep that in mind. But of course, sometimes you will have an easier time than on others. No problem. Always happy to help. Just ask. Nice. That's definitely a hot run, I have to be honest. Definitely not the smoothest run that we had so far, but I guess we get it done. Hopefully, let's see. How is Dragon Hunter for raid strikes at the moment? It's really good. It's really underrated. Dragon Hunter, you can even play a low intensity Dragon Hunter build that just uses the hammer order tech. I have a guide about that as well on my YouTube channel. Sorry for always mentioning that, but it's like really the best place to start learning a build is just by checking out my build guide about it. And this is really easy, but you can also go for a meta build that has really good DPS and just is really safe as well. Then you go for like a 44k DPS Dragon Hunter and you will be really, really good as well. It's a really good pick right now. So yeah, I can highly recommend learning Dragon Hunter. Yeah, you can play hammer longbow as well. I would probably say longbow greatsword is the way to go, or going for spear greatsword, something like that is the more common version, but you can even go for hammer. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's true. You have to stand in the boss's hitbox. It's really one of the features that there is in the game is called a melee attack assistant. Where is it? Somewhere here. There it is, melee attack assistant. If you are on a guardian and you're playing a power build with greatsword, you have to turn this off. If you have this feature enabled, you will lose like, I don't know, a lot of your damage. It's really important that you disable this feature, because then you can stand in the boss's hitbox, and this will allow you to attack with all the attacks that the greatsword 2 does and the greatsword 5. So that means that you have to stand in the boss and not stand here. This is really, really important for guardian. If you have this feature or this setting enabled, so the melee attack assistant, it doesn't allow you to do that, and then you will be really, really annoyed and you will not be able to deal a lot of damage. Yeah. What would you rank Greatsword Mirage versus Longbow Hammer DH for World versus World? I think the Greatsword Mirage is really good in a small group. In a really big group, I think it loses the really big value, because you just can't deal enough damage to actually spike the enemy. Your damage is really not that perfect. But I don't know. I think Greatsword Mirage is really good in World vs. World, but I would say in a 50 vs. 50 fight, I would go for a Hammer Longbow DH, to be honest. It's better. Yeah, it depends on your skill. I mean, I have to be honest, I don't have any good circs around me, so I can't really do that consistently. But yeah, I guess you're right. It depends on the skill. It depends highly on the skill on your group that you have. I just always have a really bad support group, so I don't really trust my supports, and I don't know. I have to be honest, I don't play enough Cirque play to make a dedicated decision here, so if someone in chat plays that a lot, maybe they have more information there. Yeah. Yeah, Mirage might be safer, but I think the Dragon Hunter might be the better pick in a really good organized group. I think, pretty sure. I don't know. I think it depends highly on what kind of group it is. So last chance of entering the giveaway. You have to be a Twitch follower to win, ! Enter to enter the giveaway. And subscribers get triple the luck. We will draw the winner in 30 seconds. Thanks for all the follows, by the way. Really appreciate it. And I guess I will draw the winner during the Mitrin Fractal. Let's do it like that. Yeah, I didn't notice anything. Yeah, maybe you will win this time, and if you don't worry, we can win next time. Tomorrow we will do another giveaway, multiple ones actually, so don't worry, we will do them again. And you have another chance of winning Echo Fox, don't worry. Condi Firebrand is better. Condi Firebrand is way better than Condi Chronomancer. Condi Chronomancer is a decent pick, but it's not really that good. Oh my god. Of course it was on me. Come on, push her here, push her here. Okay, now it's time. Builds, you have to type, Sandy. Builds is the command, not build. Yeah, Condi Firebrand is really, really good. Okay, last chance. I will close the giveaway now. Who is the winner? The winner is Havoc. Congrats to you. Let me know your account name in chat. Sorry, Dosmos. Sorry, we're a bit too late. But we will do another one tomorrow. Congrats to you. Rigged. I'm sorry, it's not rigged. But it didn't win any subs, so don't worry, you can easily win as a follower. Keep that in mind. It's very easy to win even as a follower. There we go. I will send the gold. No, not this one. Congrats. And there we go. Next giveaway will be tomorrow. Same time, multiple giveaways, don't worry. So, did any regular win? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's a little bit sad, that's true. But I mean, what can you do? I want to give everyone the same chances. And just subscribers that are supporting the channel a little bit get a bit higher chance of winning. But in the end, it's like still, I would say, quite fair. And I want to make fair giveaways after all. Firebrand is quite hard to play, yes, especially heal Firebrand, but it's very rewarding if you can pull it off. So I would say it is a really nice build to learn if you want to have some challenge, yes. Yeah, no, I think I don't want to make it like completely abysmal to win as a follower only, but I want to give subs a little bit higher chance of winning just because they are supporting my channel after all. A little bit more than just watching, so that's what I want to give them back. Don't worry, like I said, we will do multiple giveaways tomorrow again. Just for today, we are done. So, yeah. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel if you haven't already, because there will be another giveaway coming up quite soon as well. Is there an item to extract rooms from set pieces without destroying the equipment? Yes, you can either go for the upgrade extractor that you can purchase from the Wizard's Vault, or you can use the infinite one from the trading post. Or what you can also do is you can get a blackline salvage kit and then you would destroy the item, but you will get the, for example, the force sigil that is on the weapon, something like that, if you want to salvage it. But of course that only works on exotic weapons or weapons that are below exotic. And last fractal for today. Is Heal Mechanist worth playing? I would say it's worth playing, but I think it's not the best healer anymore. It was back in EOD launch, but it's not the best anymore. Yeah. I have to be honest, I'm always like a bit biased against mech because I'm not the biggest mech fan. I don't want to have pets around me that I have to control and sometimes are a little bit hard and annoying to control. But I think it's decent. I would say it's a B tier healer for me. I think Scrapper is better for sure, in my opinion. And I think Chronomancer, for example, is even better than those two. But it doesn't mean you can't play it. Don't get me wrong here. So I don't trust doing the split here, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. Minions, I think minions in general, it feels like for me, it's always something that I don't really enjoy doing in Guild Wars 2 because the minions behave so badly that it just doesn't feel correct to play it all the time. So what do you recommend? To have a big DPS as Chronomancer power build? Yes. I mean, Chronomancer, the problem is Chronomancer can be played immensely well as some kind of support, either Alacrity or Quickness DPS support, or as a full healer. I personally think going for power Chronomancer, full power damage Chronomancer is okay, don't get me wrong, it's a decent pick. But I personally think at this point, just play power Virtuoso, power Mirage. It's just, Chrono is not that good in my opinion, because it has a very slow ramp up time, even on a power build, and that's not something that you want to have on a power build. So I would not recommend playing it if you have any other choice. That's my say. I'm playing currently as a healer, so I'm playing Alacrity heal, but you can also play Quickness heal on Chronomancer because Chronomancer can play either Alacrity or Quickness depending on the trait selection, and you play that in the DPS build as well. It depends highly on what you actually want to fill the role, but you can play both roles on the same spec, on the same build, same gear, everything the same, just switching one trait, which is the hardest thing about Chronomancer, having the right trait equipped. Some super speed. Give you some healing. Now, you can't get the endless upgrade extractor. That one you can only get from the trading post. It's quite expensive. It is like, it's like 2k almost. But the one from the Wizard's Vault, you get a one-time use item. So here, this one, you can get it for 35 and you will be okay with it. But you can't get it from the Wizard's Vault, the endless one. Yeah, the endless one is just is really expensive. The endless one is like the thing that you only get if you invest a lot of money or time or are really lucky, then you can get it. But that's just about it. I mean, if you like Chronomancer, sure, go for DPS. Just keep in mind, this is not what your build is typically played. Yeah, typically you play as a quick DPS, Alacrity DPS Chronomancer, or as a heal Chronomancer. But the full DPS Chronomancer is just a little bit mediocre. That's the thing. You can play it, and I would play it as a power build personally, but it's not the best option that you have on Mesmer. Yeah. I would say if you want to farm enemies, I would just play a quickness DPS, which is typically even higher DPS in a solo scenario than if you would go for a DPS build, because your quickness that you can permanently upkeep will provide a 50% damage boost to yourself. So I would always play a quick DPS build in a solo scenario anyway if I want to burst my enemies. So I would always go for quick DPS Chronomancer. Yeah. Yeah, Mirage is really cool, and it will actually get buffed quite big in the next patch. It will be really interesting. We might even see a heal Mirage. That will be really, really hot. I will try to make a build guide about that one. But the DPS one will definitely be really good. I think we will also see the return of a lag DPS Mirage that will also be coming back. So Mesmer will be in an even better spot than before. Yeah. We will see how it goes. I think Mirage is in a weird spot, and they already had some big changes to it in the last few balance patches, and I'm not sure if now this is the time where it's actually shining after that, but I hope so, for sure. Greatsword Mirage, I think, will not change that much. I think it will get a little bit more damage, personally. I think that's my prediction, but it will not change, I think. Yeah, maybe we get a 50k Staff Mirage. That might be coming, yeah. I think Mechanist will not get changed a lot. I think it's more Holosmith and Scrapper changes, I guess. I think the Dragon Bush event is worth doing, but it's for myself, I do it for the skins. That's the main part that I'm doing it for. So if you're not into skins or achievement hunting, then it's not really that important. No! Oh my god, I double tapped it. I did it right this time, but then I failed again. It's so hard to do with like 1.5 seconds only, because it has such a big aftercast, this skill. It's so bad. We did it anyway. As a veteran play, what is the most important? The most interesting class, in my opinion, right now in PvE is Chronomancer. The most boring class to play is, for me, probably Mechanist, to be honest. I'm not a big Mechanist fan, because Mechanist for me feels like it's really, it's all in your pet. You lose all the cool things about the tool belt and the stuff about what Engineer makes so great, and you lose all of that because you're playing with a pet, and the pet is stupid as fuck. That's the problem. So you trade it. This trade is, in my opinion, really bad. Yeah, so that's why I don't like mech. That's probably, I'm really biased there, but I also play it, of course, if it's strong. But I would say that's the most boring class, in my opinion, to play, because the mech does everything on its own, and I don't really have that much agency anymore. Yeah. Havok, that's a good question. I give you the answer to that next week, okay, after the patch. Because I really don't know how this will change. It's actually quite a bit of reworks on Engineer. I'm not sure if it will positively affect Engineer or change it in a way that is just a zero sum. I really don't know. I think it will not be a nerf, that much is for sure. But in my opinion, it might just be a zero sum game, because the flashbang nerf in competitive modes is actually quite hurtful. And I'm not sure if that will be the only thing that changes Engineer. So we will see. Yeah, I will give you my opinion on it next week. Don't worry. Yeah, I mean, it's completely fair. If you enjoy having a easy to play build where you lose the agency from pressing all your different buttons on mech, that's completely fine. But I personally I like to play like the piano, you know. That's why I like, for example, the Quickness Catalyst build, where I play like crazy amounts of button presses and APM. I like that kind of playstyle because I'm a veteran. I played everything for 100 times or even more already. So I want to have different, just fun interactions with the game and the combat. Of course, if you're newer, if you're not as like fast-paced enjoyer as I am, then of course you will be way better off playing Engineer and Mechanist in that sense rather. There we go, we did it. Yeah. Do you think we will see another variant of support Necromancer? Yes, I think so. I really think so. This will be the big change. I think Staff will be a decent pick on Necromancer on Scourge, for sure. For sure. Just picked up the game last week and been watching your videos. They have really helped. Went with Mesmer, and I'm trying to farm some gold to get gear for new and low intensity build you posted. They are doing good story stuff. Yeah, you can do story stuff. You can, of course, do the weekly level 10 Blackline key. That's really, really good. Just do one level 10 story on a new character. Just level the character to level 10 with, for example, Tomes of Knowledge, or just leveling it usually in some kind of event, and it will give you a Blackline key, and then you can get some gold out of that. But if you don't want to do that, story is not that much of gold value, I would say. It's more about all the other stuff that you do, meta events, just fractals are really good. I have multiple gold guides on my channel, so you can check those out as well. I can't go into detail here what is the best thing to do, but there are so many things. Everything in Guild Wars 2, even competitive modes, give actually decent amount of gold. So just have to stick to farming gold and you will get a lot of gold, so keep that in mind. I'm playing as a Willbender on PvE using Pistol Torch, but I've never done more than 20k DPS. Yeah, Willbender is really spammy, and you really have to get the rotation nailed down. That's really like, if you have perfect gear, even for me, it's actually quite hard to go over 40k on a Willbender, because it's really like, Willbender is really intensive in terms of button presses, and you have to press the right buttons as well, and that's not something that you want. Spamming buttons and having to press the right ones, that's always quite hard. Yeah. I just got all the World vs. World skirmish tickets and Gift of Battles. Bit lazy, but does it take long to craft conflux? If you have all the stuff like already aligned, you can craft it in a few minutes. It's actually really good. But if you need tickets to get that, it's actually not that easy. The tickets can be quite annoying to get. It takes a while. The tickets are really time gated. You can get them a little bit faster if you play a lot of World vs. World, but it's not something that is easily doable in one day. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's also the end of today's stream. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I had a blast. It was really funny. We had some crazy, interesting pucks going on and interesting things. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for all the follows, all the subs. And I hope to see you all tomorrow, where we do another giveaway session. So hope to see you there. Have a nice evening, have a nice night, and see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel for more content. And yeah, see you around. Gute Nacht.